All right. Okay, so last time, let's just start off my music here.
To be honest, looking at what people have got in the background, I mean, I'm pretty tame here. I think I ought to get some scantily clad women up on the walls or something, you know.
Pictures, so right? Pictures.
Not nails.
It's funny that you should suggest that, because that's actually what Dad said I should do. With this.
I just said yes. Get some nudie women up on the wall. That'll get Dave going.
The only problem I've got, this is my daughter's room, so.
Oh no, you can't do it in there. And restarting recording.
This could be a new one. A new thing, couldn't it? How many times can we force a restart?
Yeah.
My policy is as long as people are laughing, then Sodom. Right. So last time we've intent to not have a confrontation with Ravaran, but to maybe engage in discourse. I don't know. I feel the party may have been split about your intentions. Certainly a tough foe who had the potential to outright kill you in the past. You spent some time discussing what to do, but efficiently so, and quickly made your way north. You arrived at the valley and, unlike previous journeys, stuck to the right-hand side, making your way up to close to where the lake was, and then pushing through the mountains. As you approach the mountains, a purple worm bursts out of the ground, felling Ulborin in one swipe, and also eliminating a nameless horse. I don't believe you named your horse, did you?
No,
not your horse. My horse got killed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Hindsight was still alive. He was doing some battle damage after the battle to, I think it was Umanum.
It was Umanum.
Yeah, it was Umanum.
Yeah.
That's right.
You did manage to eventually take out the worm, despite it having swallowed both Gartok and Harbinger. It was starting to look a bit grim there. The front line of the party was inside enemy lines. But you finally managed to take it out, and you pushed on into the mountains, trying to find a path through at Rastvyn's suggestion. You travelled for some time, ebbing your way through valleys and peaks, trying to work your way around to the north so you could break the mountain range and come around on the other side of Briudor and potentially not have to deal with the Goliaths and any other opponents in there. You spotted some stone giants up ahead and deciding to engage them in conversation using Gartok and his knowledge of the giant language. They seemed hesitant.
Use Gartok because he was the biggest, and it'll take them a while to work their way through him to get to us.
Oh, it won't.
No, it won't.
When they are twice my height and there's like 30 of them, it'll be mere seconds.
That's all I need. I'm really quick. So she says.
That's what she said, yeah.
So you engage in a conversation, somewhat hesitantly, and you weren't entirely sure it was going well, but they led you through under a fallen tree trunk to a valley floor, if you will, surrounded by rock faces on all sides, with a huge built stone circle with stone structures around the outside. You followed you struggled a little bit to keep up with these stone giants due to their long stride. But were led into the stone circle, followed by a floating chicken. And that is where we left it last night. Now, if you want to discuss anything before we start, or we can go straight into it, I'm fine.
I don't remember a stone circle. I don't remember a floating chicken.
I've got
the floating chickens.
Unseen servant.
Yep, that's unseen servant. And the stone circle was. Sorry?
Did I get disconnected in the last session?
I think you were having some issues, yeah.
There was
Right.
definitely a floating spiced cooked
Yep.
chicken.
And the
I remember him buying the spiced cooked chicken.
Yeah, he cast
Oh,
Unseen Servant. The Unseen Servant tried to lure the initial giants with the chicken.
Oh, okay.
It was unsuccessul.
And the stone circles, when we've gone into this area with the stone buildings around, we were led into the centre, and a taller giant walked forward,
Yeah,
and the leader nodded, and that's where it ended. It was inside the stone circle with a platform in the middle.
But in extravagant furs, this taller giants come out, and the others are showing some sort of deference. I got the impression of parting and letting this creature walk forward. And
that's the last thing I did as well.
Was exquisite quality or extraordinary work stone. So high craftsmanship.
Yeah, that's all right. And obviously, the scale of everything. This is something to remember as well. I'm describing a stone circle. I'm describing these buildings and everything. The scale of everything is to the scale of these giants. So, as you walk in, bear in mind this is all huge stuff to you. It's not a regular sized stone circle. It is stone pillars of massive size, and the stone circle is not a small area. It's covering a wide circle. So, as you're led in towards this figure that moves forward, bedecked in robes, you can see that further through the valley, it looks like the rear side of it is most of this is stone area. There is like a heavy grass covering in certain parts of the mountain range towards the back, and you can see there are a number of doorways cut into the mountainside, and it looks like they come into a valley which has got water flowing out of this valley into this area that you are now, although that does not come all the way into the circle itself.
Jamie, how many did you say we could see? Like, how many stone giants were in that
You
area?
saw more in excess of 30 stone giants in the area you are at the moment.
Lots.
I know.
And they're all armed. All the ones we've seen are all armed with like tree trunks and.
Not
Massive
every one of
stuff.
them is armed, but many of them have what could easily be used as a heavyweight weapon. So, as you move closer into this stone circle, it catches your eye that there are several of the stone giants that you saw next to the stone pillars are completely motionless. So much so that you're not entirely sure that they are giants or so much as statues. They stand stock upright in some cases with their hands back, gripping hold of the stone uprights, or with their arms up, bracing a support. But they stay completely motionless. They have the look of stone about them, but it is a narrow distinction between those and the giants that are walking in front of you. Okay, what do you want to do, guys?
Well, as the robed giant is heading towards us, I notice everyone else is kind of, all the other stone giants are kind of bowing and nodding. I'll sort of half drop to a knee and do the same to kind of show respect.
Okay.
I'll go up behind Gartok, drop a knee behind him, trying to shadow myself and cast guidance on his ass. You got a minute?
Okay.
I can't even imagine what that will come in handy for.
So you've got a D4 to an ability check.
All right.
So I'm guessing your charisma's pretty low.
Oh yeah.
Rude.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully they can speak common, or some of them can.
Okay, so Reinhold, can you make a stealth roll for me? I assume you're trying to do that surreptitiously.
Yeah,
Oh
pretty
dear.
kneeling and let's give it a go. 12.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, because I'm a clanky motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Please don't. Just don't.
Depends on the passive perception of the giant, doesn't it?
Or the active perception, if they're...
Yeah, if they're actively looking.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm trying to kneel next to him and just be behind Gartok whilst, because I'm sure Gartok kneeling is still pretty high compared to me.
So, as this robed figure comes forward and stands at the towards this large stone column, you can see now that you're closer what you first mistook to be just another stone giant is actually of more feminine cut. The robe covered much of her body, but there are signs now you're closer. This appears to be distinctly different from the majority of the other stone giants you see around you.
I will say in common and bow towards her. Thank you for letting us into your area.
She responds in common.
Oh, yes.
I have done nothing, yet you are here.
I had assumed you had given this honourable fella, I'll point towards the larger giant that led us in. You'd granted him permission to lead us. Yeah.
She brings her head back and shouts out, "Tokenesuro!" And she shouts it out to the crowd, and many of the other stone giants that weren't armed pick up lengths of tree trunk. In giant, she said, "Intruders from the cities."
Okay. I will. I can understand, but I can't speak at the moment. Comprehend language is still. It's an hour to run, so I can still understand. I just can't.
Yeah.
We are from the city, but we have not come here to do you harm. I believe we have a common foe. That of the white man.
Just make a persuasion check for me, please, Rastvyn.
Here we go. 18.
She pauses for a moment. Matters not if you are with the white man or not. You are intruders here, and your kind only seek to hurt my people.
I am sorry that others of our kind have hurt you. I imagine you have a wide range of people under your care who have different views and aspects. We are not here to harm you. In fact, we purposely came to seek an alliance with your fellow giant here. Again, I'll point towards. Did we get his name?
I don't think he gave a name. No.
No. No, he didn't. So I'll just point towards him. We come in peace. We mean no harm. Our mission here is to try and find a way to weaken the one we know as Morthel. You know him, I think, as the White Hand or the White Man or the White Mask.
You are small, crawling all over our homeland like parasites. You use magic like thieves. There is not a warrior amongst you who could stand to one of my men. People like you sneak and steal in the night. Your cities will be crushed by us. We will take back what is ours.
What has been stolen from you? There was mention of a stone wife.
Sasog was our spiritual leader, and now she is gone. Along with a number of our warriors. All gone in the night.
They were abducted.
However it happened, I'm sure it was the work of you or those like you. But you are ours now. We will go to the lake. We will crush the city there. We will crush the stone houses in between. And we will crush the other town as well. There will be not a person who is allowed to live on the plains.
You are marching to war. This is something I am familiar with.
Yes.
But where are these plains? Who is your quarry?
She thrusts her arm towards the north. You know where your home is.
We
Home
don't
is
live there.
We're the other direction.
We come from the south. Far from the south. Over a day's journey.
Well, maybe a quarter day's journey for you, but
Beyond the mountains. We're from beyond the mountains to the south.
She talks in giant again to the crowd. So sit there, they gather in the south as well.
Why march to war?
We are attacked constantly, as I'm sure you know.
This is the first we have come across of your kind. There is no talk of your kin where we come from.
with respect to your knowledge in our own homeland, we are considered quite mighty among our people, yet we have not been here. So it is not under our knowledge. We do not wish you any harm. If we wished you harm, we would have attacked, but we're not in that mindset. Our quarry is not with you, it is with Morthel.
Who is this Morthel?
The white face.
Ah. There's a screech of a bird somewhere in the distance. It echoes over the valley, but you do not see the source. A name for the white man. He is smaller once named. We will beat him!
I fear you may not find it so easy to crush him, even though he is small. He's a very powerful individual.
He uses strong magic.
Size is sadly not everything with Morthel. He is mighty in his magics. I know you are not as well versed in these, but he is a threat.
The great God blesses me with magic for my people, and I feel it pouring off you. I see you casting your spells. I see your chicken. I feel it in the items you carry.
You are obviously great warriors. Why would we come here and risk our lives and plead with you if it wasn't urgent?
Well,
You could take us, and
We're
you
not-
know it.
We're not here to fight you at all. Because we know we would lose.
Especially Ulborin.
Shut up, Harbinger. Shut up.
You will wait. She turns and starts to move out of the circle, leaving you by the big stone platform in the centre. As she gets to the edge, she starts talking in hushed tones to a couple of other stone giants, a fraction shorter than herself, although wider. Just then a shadow emerges over the eastern side of the valley as a great winged creature appears. Massive in size, gigantic, feathered, wings flapping, causing great gusts of air to come down and rocking the trees as this huge bird lands at a point just outside of that valley I described to the east with the water flowing out of it. This bird lands on an outcropping of rock, which you can now see is surrounded by a bed of branches. It hunkers itself down, tucking its wings in next to itself, and caws out. The caw booms across the valley, echoing.
That is an impressive bird.
Yeah.
It is
I've never seen it
of gargantuan
seen-
size.
Yes.
like before.
It's like a bird, though, yes? It
appears like a bird.
Massive, massive bird.
I begin reciting to myself the cantations of Featherfall without actually casting it. Just remembering.
Yeah.
It's like,
What?
it is. It's. Yes, it is that.
Thank you.
What sort of bird was it? Does it kind of look like? Is it like a falcon, an eagle, or?
It looks kind of like a falcon. It's got orangish brown feathers.
Have any of the giants paid it any attention?
Yeah,
No, a couple of them looked up to it, but I don't seem unduly bothered by it.
maybe their protector.
Gartok.
It may
Yeah.
be the familiar of one of these creatures.
Maybe you could ask. Well, I'll look around to see if the leader giant's still around or close, or
One
One
of
of
the
his-
three that brought you into the valley is still here. The other two had gone. He stands some 30 feet away from you.
could you ask our friend here what that is?
I can try. And I'll take a few steps towards the remaining stone giant and call out in giant. Forgive my interruption, but what is that magnificent creature over there? And I'll point to the massive bird.
That is Zotos. Spelled with an X.
You awkward man.
It is the rock.
I've never seen such a large and impressive beast.
A gift from God.
I see. And does this rock watch over you?
We need no protection. But Rakaos, he points towards the robed woman you were speaking to. Sometimes she rides the rock.
I see. I know your leader is talking about our fate, but I assure you we mean no harm. We want to see the white man dead.
Shrugs. Matters nothing to me. If you traitors, you will die.
We're not traitors. We owe him no allegiance.
The woman starts walking back into the centre of the circle. And the one you're talking to pulls back.
Yeah, I'll do the same, and I'll go back to a few steps back and wait.
It seems I cannot kill you. Just because of what you are. But I do not trust you.
Well,
How can we earn that trust?
You must prove yourself to be an enemy of the white man, Morthel, and an enemy of those to the north, our enemies.
Up to the north, could you describe them a little bit more? I personally haven't travelled there. Some of my companions might have, but I'm unsure. What
Sure.
lies to the north?
She squints at you slightly as if trying to gauge whether you're trying to bluff her. A short distance to the north of the Dead City is a small town called Mantgarth. There is a supply run that goes between Mantgarth and Wolfpine next to the lake.
What is their research?
Wolfpine brings fish and wood.
Okay.
Halfway in between these 2 points there is a stone stopping place.
Does this stone stop have any glyphs, any markings, or is it
It
just
is-
a rest?
Stone walls with buildings inside. The people that I have captured and talked to, she smiles, called it Hundeep.
Deep. Okay.
We think the white man resides far to the north, but these towns are filled with his people.
Are you familiar with the species of people that's there? Do they look like us? Are they human? Are they dwarf? Are they...
They look like you. Her eyes cast over you, pausing on each of you, on Gartok, and then for a long time on Dramos.
Oh, tieflings. Is there quite a few tieflings up
I've
there?
seen the devil people there.
Well, that's a little harsh, but yes, I can understand the association.
Seems like you might have some
Stone
cousins.
is a rock. A rock is a boulder. He is a devil man.
He is a trusted ally, saved our asses many a time. Judging everyone by how they look is
Wise.
sometimes, but also you can be blinded and miss the opportunity that's presented in front of you.
And trust costs us lives.
We are all at war. You, me, Morthel. But the thing is that we have a common enemy. So in essence, we are on the same side. So what?
The aim of that enemy is to divide us as well. If you attack every person like us who travels through these areas, there will be a reprisal attack. They will attack you simply because you are a threat to them.
Or they
Attacking
would enslave
those who
you.
harmed you is a noble and a fair act. But attacking people because of how they look or what they do or where they happen to be, that's the way to build barriers, not live in peace and cooperate.
You simply become a third party in a three-way war.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly. But we're not here to whisper sweet words into your ear and expect something in return immediately. We don't have to earn your trust in the sense of we don't owe you anything, but you don't owe us anything either. We are seeking passage to assault on Morthel. The only reason we're here is because this valley led us here. We do not mean you any harm.
I'll take a persuasion check from Reinhold.
Okay. Give me that +3. Ah! Do I lucky it?
No.
Do I lucky it? I'm gonna fucking have to, aren't I? I'll lucky it. I'll lucky it. One more time with feeling. I'll take a 12.
Oh no.
Fuck.
I will consult with the great god. There I will get guidance on whether you can be trusted. You may rest here if you wish, as guests.
Your hospitality would be welcome. I have another strange request. If you are given peace and seek to give us some level of trust, do you have an item that once belonged to this Sasog? I may be able to locate where she is if I have something of hers to help me use my magic to see where she is, if she resides, if your fellow stone giants are safe. But no harm would come to her. I can merely gaze where she currently is.
And would you always be able to do this after I'd given you an item?
You could do it even without an item.
I could try and do it without an item. It really aids it, but I would have no reason to look in. I'm looking for her safety. I use this power only to spot what our enemies are doing, and you are not an enemy, or to find a friend. I'm hoping it's the latter that I can help you with.
First, the great god will tell me whether you are enemies. And then we will talk.
I'll bow.
I'll bow and I'll back off to where she asks us to leave, and I will try to look relaxed.
A small circle of water is around Rastvyn.
God damn it!
Oh no!
Should have gone that control water spell. Okay, so she goes away from the circle. As she does, she talks to a couple of the giants she's talking to before, and then you're left in a circle, and you can see not terribly hostile, but it looks like a few of the giants have been positioned around the perimeter of the circle, not close to you, and not looking particularly hostile, but certainly have given up other duties.
They're cautious. Yeah.
Can I inspect these statues that look very lifelike?
Okay.
I'm not going to go straight up. I'm sort of approaching and looking at what the others look like, and I'll move closer if they don't seem to intervene.
They don't seem overly bothered by you doing so. As you get closer, you can see one of these statues is very much exactly the same scale as the stone giants, but the surface of the skin is pitted and covered in white spots with pieces of moss growing on it here and there. Certainly statues, not people, but incredibly lifelike in their carving. Incredibly lifelike.
Maybe this is how they die.
I've once seen a creature that has turned one of our compatriots to stone. Is it similar? The former Harbinger once got turned to stone, and we carried his body back. So
as did I.
As did you. Yes, Corym. Sorry, yes, I forgot that.
It was with a similar level of detail once the Harbinger had been turned, although the stone looked fresh without any signs of the
yes
weathering.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
What does the platform look like?
Okay, so the platform is a 12-foot long by 6-foot wide platform of stone. It's got geometric designs carved in intricate patterns down the side of the top lip of it. The So it's like a table, and then with another solid block underneath. The solid block again has intricate patterns carved on it, but not as writing as an artistic design. All very well done, but of large scale.
At some point, I would probably wander over where Dramos is looking at these markings to see if they appear to be any form of language. Again, the comprehend languages should reveal if they have any nature of language.
Certainly not. It's a pattern, but it's not a writing.
Whilst we're stood, can we see the woman, or has she gone off outside?
She has gone directly east, and she's gone through the first doorway on the right-hand side of the valley with the water coming out of it. So she's passed by the rock and gone through that doorway.
Anticipating this can either go one of three ways, I'm going to look around the group, and has anyone got a bloody nose or a broken arm, or how's everyone looking, faring?
I'm fine for now.
You're all right?
I have a few small cuts, Reinhold.
Okay. You're not in dire straits, you know. Okay. All right. I'll take a wing of chicken. 'Cause I'm waiting.
It has been a long time since I had a reaction like that.
Are you okay, Dramos?
I'm used to it.
I wouldn't take it hard. They reacted violently. Well, they reacted aggressively towards us simply because of how we look. I think it's the experience they've had with our kind. Because I can well imagine if you saw a couple of those lumbering towards you, you would
panic.
Assume the worst.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a similar sort of thing when they fear against us now. You know, they see us that we're magic users. I mean, she can see that we've got, but as long as you're all right, Dramos, I don't want you, especially after the tenpenny incident. I know there's some racial issues in Mestas.
I am fine. Just it has been a while.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head over to one of the stone giants. And in giant, I will say, "Can you tell me more of your god? Do they have a name?"
The great god.
Yes.
Only Rikaos and the Thanes are allowed into the god chamber.
Do they have any marks or any symbols of their kind?
He thinks. His brow furrow is in concentration. No.
And I'll in the ground I'll kind of crudely carve out the symbols that I know to be like Darius, a lie. I think that's the ones I probably know like off the top of my head.
Okay. You finish drawing him. He rubs his foot immediately along the ground to obscure the symbols you've drawn.
I'm sorry if I have offended you. These were symbols of our gods.
Not symbols. Power we don't want here.
Ooh, I'll hide my shield as best I can.
Yeah, mine.
About your tabard.
My clothing is practically Christmas
Glowing with
wrapping.
it.
No, it's Christmas wrapping paper of Garrish symbols.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
I'm aware of what you guys look like, and
Yeah.
they haven't reacted to you, but it seemed to be the action of Gartok writing it in the ground, which was upsetting.
It's been scrawled on the walls next to the white face, hasn't it? Well, Reinhold doesn't know that. That's all in his brain. Sorry.
If we are to earn your trust, I can't speak for my friends, but I would like to learn of this great god.
I cannot give you this.
I understand.
Only Rikaos or the Stone Wife.
If it's in our power, we will try and save this stone wife. But our goal here is to hurt the white man.
You are very small.
Among the people I live with, I am large, but to you, I am small.
The world is very big. If I think it is big, then it is bigger to you.
That is right. We travelled a long distance to even get to meet you. Took us at least one rising of the sun almost to get here.
Okay.
I will talk to those around us. I think Gartok might be off at this point, but were we meant? Is today the last day to meet? I won't mention his name, but
No.
The chap. Yeah.
We're
Ravaran.
actually late. We're late already. We were late when we set out.
and do we believe he is in this village they call Mantgarv or Montgarv?
He said a temple. That other place that the woman said is more likely. I mean, it could be one of the villages, but he
Indeed.
said
There was Wolf's Pine, Mantgarv, and then there was Herndeep, I think I heard it as.
yeah, could be Hundeep. I don't know. We could get him to describe in more detail if she doesn't choose to have us killed.
Looking around the other stone giants, is there any look obviously injured?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, trying to look intense as well, or any sort of thing, just to see if there's sick. That's a nat 1.
They all seem in perfectly good, muscular health.
That chicken's fucking
They
up.
all look like behind Harriet right now. That's what they all look like.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit Arnold.
Damn. All right.
How far away is that rock?
The rock from where you are at the moment is 150 feet away from you.
And you say the stone circle's really big.
Yeah, so the stone circle is almost, but not quite, 100 foot across.
So I could move about 30 foot closer to the rock
You most certainly could.
and stay inside the circle. Cool.
Damn.
Yeah, you're keeping your spell hand ready, yeah.
Oh, I could reach it from here.
Yeah.
Just not with the spell that I want to.
Okay. You wait. The shadows are starting to get long.
Still eating that chicken.
We may wish to think about getting some rest.
Are we going to be allowed to rest here?
She said we could.
Rukeya re-emerges in the entrance to the cave. She goes over to the next cave along. This would be the second cave to the right. And a figure comes out, short, human-sized figure comes out. She talks to this one for a short time. You can see the shorter figure, again, is a woman, but bedecked in what look like thick furs. Thick, dense furs. You see the shorter woman nod her head and go back inside the cave. And then Rukeya heads back towards you, taking long strides.
Can I get a feeling as to her mood?
Yeah. Make an insight check, yeah.
Does she appear to be walking with an aim to crush us?
Yeah. Is she drawing a club?
She strides forward aggressively. There is tension in her body.
She appears tense as she approaches. Maybe
Best
maybe we
behaviour.
ought to be prepared, because I think her instinct is to kill us, but maybe she's been told not to. She's not at ease, so what do you say?
Let's gather around Harbinger.
Gather round.
Corym.
Or Harbinger, gather round.
Yeah.
She stops about 20 feet away from the party. The great god said you are known, and that you must be allowed to pass. This is not what I would wish. I do not trust you. But the god is the god.
What is your god's name, may I ask?
The god has no name. It is God.
Praise your god and his wisdom. We mean you no harm.
My offer stands. You will be allowed to rest here, if you wish, under the protection of my people. But as I have said, the Whiteface can come in here and steal if he wishes. I would still be cautious.
Do you know how he comes in?
He must use some magic. He must.
Do you have a mirror anywhere?
Yes.
Or a circle, maybe, inscribed with symbols
No.
etched in stone? A large mirror, as tall as us.
We have no mirrors here. And I know the circles you speak of. I have seen one. There is one
Where
close
have you
to the
seen?
lake,
Is there?
near
On the north
Wolfpine.
Okay.
To the south, and she bends down and draws in the soil on the floor a couple of arrows in a row to make it look like mountains. Then she draws a dotted line, leaving this point, and then points to a circle. This is Herne Deep. And then she drags her arm all the way for quite a distance to the right, circles again. Wolfpine. She draws a line next to that. Says, "This is water." And just underneath, she draws a large area, woods. And here is where I've seen your circle.
It's quite a distance.
Can I get out Fletcher's map? And how does it look similar to that arrangement? Because you've got the river coming down the centre, it splits into two. A lake.
She points at the settlement on the right-hand side of Fletcher's map. Mantgarth.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Can I point where the lake and that little almost looks like a tower on his map? I don't know if you've seen it. It's in the notes, Jamie. That's what you know. I'll point there and go. I lost the place. Herne Deep. I'm pointing right in the centre where there's like a little monument just to the north of the lake.
No.
Yeah.
So she points to that settlement. She points to that little settlement where the white dotted line goes up to.
Yeah.
Mantgarth. And then she draws her finger to the right for some distance off the side of the map.
Oh.
Ah.
Yes, it's quite a way.
Herne Deep.
Oh.
Is this where we think he is?
Do you know what that circle looks like?
I have seen it It is magical, but not my type.
Yes. Do you have any sick that need are in need of healing? I know you are not fond of magics, but if you are desperate, we may be able to help those in dire need. I'm not talking an ingrown toenail here, I'm talking death's door.
The great god gives me power to heal my people. I do not need your magic. You are still not trusted by me.
I merely offer my services.
We will take rest. Thank you for your hospitality.
Is
Would
there
you-
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Would you like some of us to join your kin to keep watch?
I would prefer it if you did not mix. The
Do you
sooner
have-
you are gone, the better.
Do you have some shelter for us to sleep in?
She squints
Would you-
and looks over towards the end of the valley where you can see these entrances. I will find a hut for you.
At least you will know where we are.
You should talk to one of the other stone giants and they will find you one of their stone buildings. As I described before, it is made quite literally of huge slabs of solid stone, which have been formed to make the outer walls of a gap on one side and another slanted piece at the top. It's nothing elaborate at all, but it will keep the rain off.
That's what I'm thinking.
I've kind of got half the Flintstones like house in my head.
Yeah, that's it.
But without all the mod cons.
Yeah, without the dinosaur dishwasher and things.
Are our horses with us?
Oh, what, sorry?
Are our horses with us?
You left the horses behind because you said you couldn't get them through that narrow
We
passage.
did, yeah, we just I'm pretty sure we did, didn't we?
Oh, well, that's the problem. We're going to need them to carry on our
They
journey.
can move in, can't they? Though.
They could get through that narrow passage. You were hesitant because you were concerned about being caught in a fight in
Combat.
it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
I'll
I'll
ask. Someone
have
ask.
Altivo.
Well, no, should we? I don't think the horses turning up unannounced is a good idea. They might think dinner's arrived.
Yeah.
Perhaps we need to consult with Chaos again and just ask if one or two of us can be given leave to fetch our horses, or if they'd even welcome the horse.
Take a cleric.
I think all of us leaving to get horses and coming back would just arouse too much suspicion. I think we need to be
Harbinger, should we go and get the horses?
We don't need to. We could just get Altivo to bring them through. But if we ask, obviously. First.
Why don't we bring them through and wait by the clearing where we met the giants? Because they're probably closing down for night themselves now anyway.
Well, let's ask before she goes to bed.
Is she still around, Chaos?
She is. She's close to where the rock is.
I'll start heading over.
As you start getting closer, she spots you and she moves away from the rock to put herself between you and it.
Sorry to disturb you. We have left our horses behind. We were unsure of how the ones that we met in the valley would react to mounted riders coming through the valley. Could we bring them into your homeland?
If you leave the valley now, you do not come back.
We have ways of bringing them here.
We
They would come under their own accord. We would not need to leave.
We will not harm your horses.
It's very gracious of you. Thank you.
I'm going to send Gremlin up with the instruction of looking at the horses and are they still alive?
Okay.
That's a good idea.
I'll send a message back to Harbinger. She will grant passage for the horses if Altibo wants to can bring them.
Oh, thank you very much.
A perception check for Gremlin, please.
Oh, I haven't got the hawk up. I forgot. Hang on.
The hawk.
The hawk.
I'm going to telepathically think to Altibo. Please, could you bring the horses after us? Calmly.
Have I done that with disadvantage or have I done the right one? It'll be the 21 because I hit disadvantage rather than advantage.
Right.
It's the other one.
Gremlin sees the horses all huddled. Altibo seems to be moving round to the back of them, pushing them forward. A short distance away, behind a group of trees, you can see that there is a large cat hunkered down, looking to where the horses are.
Oh, Keely's going to get din-dins. We've got a cat looking at the horses, guys.
Altibo, there's a cat. A big one.
So can you?
Oh no, Eminem's the slow one.
You need to move.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna. The instruction. Actually, how far away is this? Because I can only give them a spell attack within such a distance.
Oh god, this is
So
nearly
it's a way away,
half
isn't
a mile
it?
away.
Yeah, fuck. No, that's ain't gonna work. Come on, Altibo.
All right. Let's see what Altibo can do then, shall we?
My horse is so plump and juicy.
All right. So you give Altibo's instructions.
Yeah.
He gives you an acknowledgement.
He has he's gonna, he can move faster than the other horses, so he will.
Just a bit.
So he will leave them. No, he will round them up, try and round them up and move them on.
Yeah.
Because he's a good guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Get.
It's disconcerting because you know that Altibo has the ability to fully communicate with you. But always just gives you a sense of, I understand, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I just know that he's good.
He's a good boy.
This boy.
Okay. You get, again, I know. Confirmation.
He's a man of very few words, a horse of very few words.
It's not even words, it's just a feeling of...
He's a horse of no words.
Yes.
Yarp.
I think he's trying to move though. I don't know what you can see through Gremlin.
I'm probably I'm too far away to see through Gremlin's eyes, but I can give Gremlin an instruction, and he comes back and tells me.
Hopefully, Altibo will have them come through here. We should probably be ready because I don't want them to trample through if they're alarmed.
Well, let's get to the edge of the. Let's not leave the valley. Is that the instruction? So let's get to the corner and welcome them in.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
Okay.
You move over to the side close to the entrance, yes?
Yes.
All right, that's fine. If you move over to there, you notice a number of the giants watch you as you do. It's clear that you are being guarded for your protection.
Yeah.
Of course.
And there's a wait, and you wait. I would like, Harbinger, for you to make a persuasion roll for Altibo.
What?
Ooh, he's going to try and fight.
Persuasion roll.
Oh, we've got like secondary.
Oh, I rolled a 3.
Oh.
12. 12 in total.
A short time later, about an hour passes, and eventually you hear a noise and see some movement. The horses emerge in the pass, moving in. Altibo at the back, pushing them forward. All except for one.
Is it hindsight?
Hindsight is there.
Who is it?
Who's missing a horse?
It's Persepolis.
Don't say it.
Raisin? No, Raisin's gone, right?
It's current now.
It's current.
Is gone.
Gareth is going to war.
Where's I'll ask Altibo.
Can you see him, Harbinger?
Where's
Is it just
Amunum?
Altibo.
Oh no. What happened?
No. No, that's what it is. It's not.
It's okay. So
He said earlier he was going to start killing animals. We all heard it, and it's happening now.
counts as a character for tonight, by the way. He had a name, he had a personality. You've had your fill.
If you get from Altibo a sense of sadness,
Oh.
could not move him on fast enough. And the cat pounced on him, and we lost sight of Amunum.
I will lay a sympathetic hand on Reinhold and say Altibo said he couldn't get Amunum moving fast enough, and the cat set upon it.
Well, that doesn't make sense. I mean, he always ate his vegetables. He should be. I mean, I know he was a little wobbly, but he was still a good horse. Is he dead?
I would
think-
pray that he is dead, otherwise he may be in some pain.
When I said what happened to him, Altibo said, which I think means dead.
It's rather unfortunate. I'll cuddle Gremlin a little bit.
You could send Gremlin to have a closer look, but it might be traumatic.
I think that's confirmation. That's a good idea. I'll cast Gremlin off and see if I can seek Amunum.
Okay. Send Gremlin off into the sky. Make me a perception check for Gremlin again, please.
Alright, how do we do it with... That's minus, that's advantage. 9!
No.
It is dark.
It's getting dark. Gremlin stalks around and catches sight of a mountain lion moving along. Blood on its maw, no sign of Amunum.
I can't
You
see
could have
that.
only warned that he
Not
was
too
gonna
far
see
away. He's not close enough, is he, that mountain lion? It's not in visual sight of me, it's just a gremlin. Okay. Alright. How far away did Gremlin fly?
How far away did he fly?
Yeah.
He did the half mile, so it was near the entrance to that ravine.
If it was close, that would have got a level 5 inflict wounds, but it's not.
Level 5!
I mean, I don't know what Dave said, but I saw him laughing, enjoying the death of your horse. So who's the real enemy here?
It's it's unfortunate, but as is war, it might not be on a grand battlefield, but we're still at war, and casualties are like Ulborin. You know, we fall on the battlefield as well, including horses. So, this is the second horse we've lost.
Well, at least he had a good time before he died.
Yes, he got raped before he died. That's something to remember. Yes.
Oh God.
Rest in peace, Eminem.
It's a bad day.
It's not the best day for Eminem. I'm going to start walking towards the shelter.
All right. Okay, you go into the shelter. Are there any other plans now? What do you want to do?
Eating
I'm
whatever's
just
left
going
of
to
the chicken.
dress the horse down, give it a rub, take the saddle off.
Just rubbing it in for those of us who don't have horses anymore.
Yes. Good boy. Good girl, even. Good girl.
I've got a bag of carrots if anyone wants it.
That might be good to appease all of the horses, given they've just probably seen one of their kind slaughtered by a lion.
All right. So you rub your horse down. Ulborin, you think this must have been what that seller was talking about when he said taking care of the horse.
Your dick's bad luck, isn't it, hindsight?
Oh no. How ironically, Ulborin said that he would watch and use Harbinger stuff, but Altivo needs no such treatment. It just looks magnificent still.
So you spend a little bit of time taking care of the horse, your horse, and doing whatever you wish. You notice partway through that a little cluster of 3 rabbits have emerged from somewhere and are watching from a short distance away.
Do we want some extra XP?
I reckon they're from that lady. Do not touch the rabbit.
I'd imagine she's druidic in magic skill, and I believe that falls under these potentially.
So we plan to rest in the shelter tonight, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll,
I may try and scry for Ravaran once we're inside.
I'll take first watch at the entrance of our shelter.
I'll watch with Gartok.
We're resting here, aren't we? The only thing I've got about scrying for Ravaran is I don't want to alert that we're here. The only way of sort of spying on us to return.
We haven't got as much shielding. I think you're the only one who's shielded, if I remember rightly.
No, I can still be detected. I just can't necessarily have people reading my mind.
He's likely to scry on us anyway, though, isn't he?
If you're as powerful as he is, wouldn't you?
We're resting here, aren't we? I'm going to activate my third eye and detect invisibility. 10 foot away, I can spot invisible objects.
There's an orb up in the
Scrying
corner.
orb.
Yeah, there is.
Hmm.
I'm going to start scratching me groin. Maybe smell it. Oh. Harbinger, do you need to get out of the armor?
Who's it within 10 foot of? The orb.
Good point.
It is within 10 foot of Harbinger.
Oh.
And anyone who's within 5 foot of her.
I'll message Harbinger and ask her to walk to the other side of the hut.
Okay. So how loud? I'll walk over to the other side of that.
Does it follow her?
It does. The orb moves to keep pace with her.
Will we get rest? Question.
Is there a way of getting rid of the orb, Rastvyn?
Possibly. I'll cast a spell magic where I can see the orb.
The orb will just peter out immediately as soon as you cast.
We were being spied upon.
I'd expect nothing
He
less.
knows we're here then.
Someone knows we're here, targeting Harbinger. That's why I asked you to move, sorry, Harbinger, to see where the I'm able to see like an orb floating above us, but we were all in a congregated area, and I thought it may be you.
Let's just hope it was Ravaran.
I think it may be a good time to rest now, but we certainly need to have our guard up.
I'm going to scry on Ravaran before I retire. You'll see me getting my crystal ball out and settling down. I'll spend 10 minutes in the prep to initiate the scry. It's Wisdom 17, say, and it doesn't really render very well, does it?
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ, this does the whole spell.
Yeah, it's just it takes 10 minutes to do. I guess first hand or familiar is probably target. I don't think we've got anything of him, have we? No.
Your vision coalesces on a clearing. There is what looks to be a stone circle. It's much smaller than the one you're in. It's set in a heavily wooded area. You can see that there are cliffs rising up from either side of the wood. Ravaran sits on a stone at one end of the stone circle. He looks directly at you.
He can see.
I will just cast around and try and get a bearing, and then I'm going to wink it out.
He says, you see his mouth go to move.
I'll hold if he's speaking. I will. It's more. I'm using it more of a. We're trying to message him almost, but I can't message him with it.
I will wait. I have 2 days.
I will. I can't really. I think. I will wink it out when he says that. Another way I can do of communicating.
How big is the entrance to where we are? The door.
The door to the hut.
Yeah.
It's about. Well, it's just a shade under 10 foot across. It looks like it will be quite narrow for one of these stone giants to get through.
I'm going to ritually cast Alarm on the probably about 10 foot around. It's a 20-foot line, so I'm going to kind of curve it around just so I get a bit of an early warning system.
Okay.
I mean, only I can hear it, but will it wake me from my sleep? Is that
With alarm, yes.
I think that's up to Amy, though. I would.
Yeah, with alarm, you can have it on 2 settings. You can either have it so it's an audible sound, so everybody can hear it, or you can have it so it'll only sound in your head and it will wake you. It specifically states it'll wake you.
I'll mention that to the group. What do you think is best? I mean, I know these guys aren't very keen on magic, so having a big blaring alarm in the middle of the night if one of them checks up on us might not be the best idea.
Don't think that's a good idea. I think a silent one is probably best.
I'll do a silent alarm within the bounds of the door, like just outside the door.
Okay.
And if Harbinger wishes her armor removed so she can sleep, I can do that too.
I would appreciate that. I do actually have the ability myself.
Oh, you do?
Now, but I trade my ability to revivify if I do that, and I only have one of those myself. It might be worth if you mind taking it off.
No problem doing that for you, Harbinger. I'll cast remove curse when you're ready. Obviously, not in front of everyone. Give you some decency.
I return to my wonderful armor class of 9, the lowest in the party. Then
I'm sure Harbinger wears underclothes. She's not got that spiky plate mail straight against her skin.
So, I was going to say flagellation.
And I'll take my own armor off and start prepping for Kip in my bedroll.
Okay.
Ravaran will wait 2 days for us. He's in a stone circle similar to the one outside, but a lot smaller, in a wooded area with mountains to either side.
Do you know how far away?
I do not know. I can only see the vicinity. It could be anywhere on this plane.
Maybe the giants could tell us in the morning if they know where it is.
It's likely that one.
It was in a stone circle. Sorry, Jamie. It was like stones up in a circle. It wasn't a circle like etched in the floor.
Yeah, it was. No, there wasn't a magical circle. It was just a bunch of stones poking out. There were no top pieces. It looked rough and old.
I will settle in the corner of the room, kind of facing the door.
Ulborin, are you on guard duty first with Gartok?
Yeah, I'll go with Gartok at the moment. Yeah.
I'll take the first watch.
I'm going to cast invisibility on Hootie and send her out. Try and go east and see if there's a wooded area that she can see. Did the stone circle look obviously at the site of the mountains? It must have been an opening above the stone circle.
So it was more of cliffs you could see rather than mountains.
Okay.
From your vantage point down where Ravaran was, there were just cliffs on either side of the woods.
Okay. I'll still send her out for tell her to fly for half an hour and then fly back. Just fly out and see if she can spot a circle or like a stone.
Okay.
How to explain it?
Perception check for Hootie then, please.
A stone circle within a wooded area, effect. Fine. Do not approach anybody in there. Come straight back. Let me get to her sheet.
I think it's really annoying that Harriet's just left the desk and I know she's not coming here to get my cup.
Assuming it would be an advantage.
You'll have to train the younger one to act as a slave.
That's it. Minions.
It's a 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Hootie returns after a period of time, having found no circle. So the mountains direct where you are give way to hills directly to the north for some distance. To the east of those hills, the hills give way to plains stretching off into the distance. And to the west, you've got woods. To the west of those hills, you've got woodland, which would be the woods that are on the north side of Fletcher's map.
Since I've got everyone's dinner, I'd be dishing out people's rations as well for the evening. Forgot about that.
No.
Because you got to eat.
Looking at the map, there's no obvious cliffs, is there?
So that's 21 rations. How many rations we got?
I have some rations myself, Reinhold. Keep yours. I will use mine for now.
Oh, I bought 21 lots. I bought them for the group. So, here, eat.
Very well then. Thank you. I'll open the ration.
Now, does me eating that chicken count as a ration?
Sure.
I bet the fucking lot.
Yeah.
All right.
If I ate a whole chicken, I'd consider myself to be full.
Yeah.
I'll take my rations, but I'll settle down and start getting some kit before I eat.
Got to talk to Corym and he's wandered off.
All right. So you will take the night to rest. You may have a long rest if you wish.
Oh, joy!
Um,
Drinking spells.
You are not interrupted at all. The presence of the stone giants. This seems to dissuade any enemies, and they do not interfere with you in the night. So you will spend an uncomfortable night in this stone habitat, and then dawn will come, and you can make your plans for the next day.
While they're planning out, I'll just be eating my rations then.
Morning rations.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to top myself up while you discuss what you're doing now.
Just so you know, Jamie, at some point in the future, there's going to be a locate creature being cast on wherever that fucking line is. I'm going to send a party out to murder it.
I'd expect nothing less.
Yes. Right.
Corym,
Yeah.
you have the ability to send messages afar, do you not?
I do, but I would need. Have we mentioned this before we've rested?
Yeah, this will be a conversation. You walked out the door just so I want to talk to you. So prior to rest,
okay.
it'll be a conversation on the evening.
Yeah. Yes.
It's whether I've seen that Ravaran's waiting for us, but I do not know where he's waiting for us. It's whether you can contact him and ask him where he seeks to meet us, unless Harbinger has a better idea.
Okay, let's just.
I've sent Hootie out. She can't see anything, but we may discover something in the next 2 days. But we only have 2 days to reach him.
Yes.
I'll ensure
Corym.
that should Harbinger not know where he is, that I will be able to contact him tomorrow.
Corym, my buddy old pal. Mind if you cast that spell to make me feel a bit more livelier, I guess?
Do not worry, Ulborin. You are no use to us dead. We'll do what is required in the morning.
Okay. It is the morning.
It will be when we finish.
Yeah.
The Harbinger. Do you know where we are to meet with Ravaran?
Well, I'm hoping that what I said last time was right. Hang on, let me just control it.
Feel like I should be advertising. So
Anytime now. Yeah, I have to find the.
So when you get a spare moment, please log into www.larpin.com, where you will find all sorts of good wares.
Including the new Kill Team set added today.
Oh, don't tempt me.
Pariah
do it.
Nexus.
You can see a smidgen of my pile of shame here. This is not all of it. That is a mere fraction of the shame.
I've got 2,
I was
What is the
watching
product?
that dry brushing stuff you forwarded, and it was very interesting.
Sorry, say it again. I didn't hear that.
That dry brushing stuff you forwarded, Dan. I was listening to that whilst I was getting some work done this afternoon. It was good.
Those artist opus brushes are fucking amazing, but you can do the same with a big cheap makeup brush. There's just the only problem is with those makeup brushes is that they're acrylic. So if you try and clean them with any sort of alcohol, they just melt. So that's the only problem with them. So like that's why those artist opus ones you can be a bit more aggressive. But
Yes, I found that with my makeup brushes as well. Yes.
I've got like added nail files. I've got everything. Like it's really good for modelling gear.
Yeah, I
Seriously.
use nail files for filing.
It's brilliant. Yeah, but you've got an excuse. I mean, I don't pamper myself. Look at me. Do I look like the person that
You say I've got
nails out?
Yeah. What would like
Dan,
look at
I
the
take
percentage?
it you don't live at home anymore, then, Dan.
Oh no, I don't live at home. I've been on me Todd for a while.
Yeah, I can see why you moved out.
I'm just laughing because you saying
Didn't want your mother coming in, cleaning your room and finding all that stuff, did you?
Don't judge me.
I have an excuse for it.
Because it was artwork, not because he's vigorously in the throes of an angry wank.
We're talking about nail files, actually, but yeah.
But that as well.
Yeah.
And starting the recording again.
Yeah.
Downstairs, it looks like someone has grated cheese into the air. You know, they got the grate.
Angry wank again.
Oh,
Too cocky party? Yeah.
Right. On that note, Dan's just. I did that, and Dan's impulse was to go.
No, that's because I'm fat. There's a slight difference from that.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so the morning comes.
Quickly sort my spells.
Yeah, Corym. The notes that I took were that in 2 weeks' time we were to meet him at a shrine of fate, northwest of the old city, 6 miles away from Briador. Don't cause a fuss. And then there was the bit about test of skill and what he wanted in return.
Right. Okay, in that case, I shall not memorise sending spell.
Corym, are you water walking able today? Have you taken that to your memory?
Just out of character, how many spells do you have on your spell lists now, clerics?
Lots.
Yeah.
4 million.
All
All of them.
I'm cleric part wizard, so I've got like
Oh,
2/3. Screw it, I'm gonna take it. Boost me charisma. Let's go sorcerer. You know?
I have 16 slots.
Wow.
So if you're carrying the spell, I'd rather not carry it as well.
Okay, let us.
Only if I can take it if you need it. But...
One moment.
Hold, please.
As the clerics and wizards choose their spells, can I wander out and have a look around, see what's happening?
Step outside the hut. The morning light has risen enough to illuminate part of the valley. It's quite clear that the way the sun comes up casts long shadows from all of these stones, stretching out towards the entrance of the valley. There's a dead rabbit near the entrance to your temporary home. It looks like a good portion of the stomach area has been ripped out, but something's had a go at removing one of the eyeballs, which hangs limply just inside the mouth.
You dick.
Another rabbit watches nearby.
Send a message to the rabbit. Do you know what happened? Just to see if I get any response.
You don't get a response.
Any sign of any of the giants around?
Yes, there's a few of them. There are near either the other habitats, or there's a few towards the stone circle. And looking round, there are a couple near the entrance to the caves.
Okay. That rabbit's a little unnerving.
Ah, well, if anyone can speak to animals, I could probably have a chat with them. No, that doesn't work like that. I'm joking.
Reinhold,
You
I
need to
shall
speak to dead animals.
I shall carry the water walking spell.
You are carrying it. I
will
think
do
because
for tomorrow.
we're going closer to water, I've taken the control water spell just in case. So we've got both sides of that covered, hopefully.
Yes. Out of character, I've just seen that at 5th level there's a mass cure wounds
Yeah,
rather than
Nice one.
healing word.
yeah, it's
Wow.
good.
Yeah. Didn't know that.
Probably really good for you.
Well, pretty good for you guys as well.
Oh yeah, good for everyone with
Choose-
that one.
Choose 6 creatures. I'll choose me.
Me. Heal me a lot.
I'll roll 18 D8 plus.
Jeez.
And then it's because it's you, every time you heal a creature.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, you get boost as well. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as I heal someone else for the first level spell, I get, I think it's 8 hit points back.
I'm going to start
Corym.
walking over to the
Target
center.
bigger.
Is there anything we want to? I might be able to speak to our deity. Do we need to ask for anything? Are we unsure of anything today? Maybe direction? Do we know where we're going?
We have a reasonable idea of where we're going.
We're
We
okay,
do
are
not
we?
know the exact point, but
Okay,
we do have an idea.
okay.
I'm going to be walking towards the center of the circle.
Nobody stops you. Get to where the stone platform is.
Any sign of the rock?
The rock is not there this morning.
I'm going to keep walking and carry on in that direction to the edge of the stone circle. I'm not going to leave the stone circle. I'm just going to go up to the edge to see what I can see of its nest sort of area.
Okay, so nobody stops you, although a couple of them do take note of you as you're there. You get to the edge of the stone circle and you look it up. So, really looking at a cliff face directly ahead of you, split in two, with a chasm that runs deep into the cliff face. It's shadowy in there, but you can see what looks like bridges which cross over from one side of this chasm to the other. You can also make out what look like the shapes of a number of stone figures on either side of the chasm. There is a stone doorway on the left-hand side of on the cliff face on the left-hand side, and 2 on the right-hand side. The left-hand side has got a raised area of ground, which has been flattened off and has got all of these branches around it, which is the area that you saw the rock landing. A stream of water flows out of this canyon, crevice area, into your direction, but seems to disappear underground.
If I get down on the ground and put my ear to the ground, can I hear like running water below?
Make a perception check.
15.
You put your ear down the ground. You sense a vibration.
I immediately look around for a horde of running animals. No.
We can have a Lion King moment.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just head back. I'll head back towards the centre of the circle and keep an eye out for the lady giant.
Okay.
The chaos.
Okay.
We should at least ask permission to leave and be on our way.
Yes, seem polite.
We'll start looking around then for this chaos, the woman.
You don't see her immediately, but assuming nobody else is doing anything else, you will see her about half an hour later come out of the main cave entrance.
Just approach her. Good morning.
It is morning. And now
We have
that
rested.
day has come, it is time for you to leave.
Yes, that's why we are here. We came to ask your permission to leave and be on our way.
You should leave, but I warn you, stay clear of those towns if they're not your own, for we will crush them.
Understood. And if I might ask, what is the symbol of your people?
My people have no symbol.
I only ask if we meet this stone wife you speak of, so that we might show that we are trying to build trust.
If you see her, show her this, and she will know. She crouches down and draws in the sand 2 lines in a V, and then on the upper parts of that V she draws several flecks sticking out from each arch of it, and then she runs her hand over it to scribble it out in the sand straight away as soon as you've seen it.
Okay. Thank you.
Was anyone else in view of seeing that?
Believe it was just Gartok that went.
Okay.
And I'll point to the markings all across my chest that are tattooed. These are the markings of my people, and I'm the only one left. I bear no white face. I will never bear a white face.
If you are the last of your people, I pity you. My people are still here. There are others like you out there. But you cannot trust them.
I understand. They are not my tribe. They may be my kin, but they are not my tribe.
I still do not trust you. But, as the great God wills it, I wish no harm to you this day. You may go.
Thank you, and I'll bow respectfully. We should go.
I think we're lucky to be alive. Let's head out before we're unwelcome.
Start heading towards the exit.
With the horses?
I just had to take out riding horse from my equipment. That was actually sad. Poor Eminem.
So we need to head northwest from us is Bruador, isn't it?
Is it still northwest?
At the point, you are almost at the point where you're in the northern part of the mountains. So, if you come back out of the entrance, dipping under that tree again, and then you turn right, you've only got to go through a couple more passes, and then you're out of the mountains into the hills. That will put you north, east of Bruador.
Okay, that's good.
Is that the direction we need to travel, northeast?
No.
We need to travel northwest. We need to travel west or north and west a bit from here.
But we were thinking of heading. So the thing is, if we go north and go along the tree line, which I think we discussed before, we're going to cut through that trade route. But
Unless to the east.
Yeah,
That's
but if we go north from where we are, we're going to cut right through that trade route, aren't we?
It depends how frequently it's hills there, so we can probably pick our way with. Well, I prefer our chances of heading north through the hills up to the wood and then heading west.
Yeah, then across
heading
the
west,
mainland.
across the plain, across a river, across a lake without being spotted by Bruador.
Yeah, I think we should do that north, but I am only saying it because we need to be wary that there's gonna be people, which we've avoided. Well,
just ask the giants where the stone circle is. They know the land more than we do. They know of two towns, which until now we were unaware of their names.
it's a good idea because we don't know whether. Well, we're hoping it's west still from my notes, but there's no guarantee that's right.
Gartok,
Yes,
you speak their language. Could you ask for a direction to this area Rastvyn described?
Or ask if they know of it. It was a crude stones jutting up like teeth from the earth. No capping stones. Just to them it would seem small in a lightly wooded area surrounded by some shallow cliffs.
Who are you asking? Any stone giant or Chaos?
If she's still around, well, she speaks common, so if she's still around, we can ask.
If she's still there, we'd be asking Rikaeus.
Okay, so Rikaeus listens intently to Rastvyn's description of it. Show me your map again.
I'll pull the map out and lie it on the floor, or I'll lie it with a stone circle on my hand, whatever's.
She traces her large finger across the map, over to its left-hand side and points to off the left-hand side of your map.
Okay, so I did is the right thing then. Well,
So where she points, you're actually looking at, on the left-hand side of the map, there's some trees with some rocks.
Yep.
She just points just the other side of that.
Oh, right.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's some distance, that is, from here.
Right. Can everyone see that, I take it?
Yeah, I know where he means.
Yep.
That's a distance, that is.
okay.
Like on the map, there's the trees and the rocks, and it looks like a little archway. Is that roughly where I'm looking?
Are we
Can
looking on
you
Fletcher's map or the main map?
Fletcher's.
Can you see this? Can you see my screen now?
Just gonna hit
Hold up.
Yep, I'm on it.
Hold up.
Can you see my pointer on the screen?
Yes, it's rather small.
Yeah.
It's
Slow it down.
there.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking just up from where you were. Those are the
I
capital
think
rocks.
that's where she point there, Jamie, to the west of the lake.
That's where she pointed.
Okay.
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 All right, that's cool.
So we are roughly over here.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So we could.
I'm so
Sorry,
glad I
control
took
this
control water.
I would say
we
cross
could
the-
head north, up through these hills, across through this wood, and then back down south. Otherwise, we've got to cross within visual distance of this whole area, which is swarming with. Well, we assume is swarming with people.
Could we maybe just use the tree line?
Yeah, let's
Like,
do
just walk alongside the tree line.
Now we're here.
To the north, you mean?
Let's do
The
it.
north, you mean? Up here.
Yeah, just like walk alongside the tree line, go past the little white mark area, and then because that'll still be keeping us relatively hidden, and we'll be able to, I don't know, probably get there quicker.
That
if we do
still
that
means
as well.
heading north, though. That still means heading north, going up along this tree line to come back down south. So the only other option we've got is heading straight west across the plain, but that seems like suicide to me.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well,
Not sure why.
If we ask Rakios what she feels is the best route to that part of the map without interacting with anyone.
She traces her finger along the tree line.
Also,
The bit where there's a tear in the map in the centre.
Mm.
Do not go here.
Oh, this area
What's-
here.
yeah, because we keep
What's
saying
there?
lake, but it's a tear, isn't it?
What is there?
Just do not go there.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a sec.
what are you trying to determine, though?
I'm trying to determine if she's been sincere about don't go there. Is it in her interest or ours? 13.
13. So what you get from an insight really is it's not necessarily just true or false, or when it's
Yeah.
their feeling of it.
Fear. Yeah.
There's an element of fear to her when
Okay.
she points to that part of the map.
I've got a really bad feeling.
What's
I think I
can
know
see-
what our test of strength is.
Oh dear.
We should
Push.
be wary.
Pushing through to the town, is that our test of strength?
Is there?
I think it's to go into that ripped area, but we'll find out.
Hmm.
What should
Conveniently
we-
located just to the west of it.
Well, we don't know until we do it.
What should we prepare ourselves for if we find we have to go there?
Simply do not go there.
That's dodging the question a little. I could see the flickers in your eyelids there. You fear that place greatly. That also means you know what's there. We do not. We're on the same side here. We do not wish to go in unprepared.
There are some things I would not choose to speak of. Some places my people would not go. Even at our end, we would not go to that place.
Are you at war with that place too?
Death tries to take us all in the end,
Of course.
but not
Is it
us.
so? Well, I'll respect your wishes not to pry any further.
Thank you for the warning, Rakeus. We have taken much of your time. We should not outstay our welcome.
You should go
I hope-
now. We have things we would do without outsiders.
I hope to meet you again one day, Rakeus.
She says nothing to that.
I'm just going to start going.
Okay.
Yeah, ditto.
Let's go.
Get out of
Let's
there.
go. Could I have a lift of anyone's horse?
I'll just go. Do you want to come on mine?
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
No, come on.
Where
Thank
do you
you.
want to go, Dramos?
Dramos, you can come with me if you want, or up to you. Choice is yours.
Corym, before we leave, can I get some magical boon?
We'll do it once we are out on the road.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh,
It only lasts for a certain time.
Okay.
Death ward, is it?
No, it's
Oh.
aid.
Aid.
I think you need death ward.
Yeah.
I will jump up on Rastvyn's horse and kind of like keep that respectable distance between us again.
No touching flesh here.
Dramos just perched right on the back.
Imagine it's two hands holding his shoulders just ever so gently. So, it's like, just the
I
slightest of
really
contact.
need to get Dramos some gloves.
He just is wincing from Dramos.
Okay.
Oh. Oh.
One on the shoulder, one on the hip.
That's it.
So you head back out under the tree that's draped over the entrance and back out into the valley where you first encountered the giants. You can see towards the southern end of this valley the canyon you pass through. And off to the north, it looks like the ground starts to flatten out between the mountains. Looks like there's still a couple of a bit of rough ground to go through, but it's starting to level out in that direction. You kind of have a perception check from everybody, please.
I was going to say, I would actually be looking through Gremlin's eyes, mainly to look where that fucking lion is.
Is it sight-based?
It is.
I'm intending to be
18.
towards the front of the party, and I've got Hootie out ahead.
Ugh.
15,
roll?
so I'm looking out of Gremlin. Because I've got
18.
autopilot now, I'm not riding.
Yeah, I'm still trying to master horse riding. That's why I'm not.
Well, you talk to your horse because it's a master of riding. All right. So,
What's going on? Why is it...
Just waiting for Harriet. with
Sorry.
her visor.
I did roll.
It's all good.
Oh, look at that. Wonderful.
No.
even with advantage, you can barely get above average.
That's pretty good for you.
Yeah,
To be honest.
It's
above
better than
10.
it was better than the death saving rolls on Tuesday.
That was crazy. They had
That
Beacon
was.
of Hope.
It was grim.
Oh,
I thought Beacon of Hope. No
no problem.
worry. Oh no, I was wrong.
Well, if you will take two party members off to certain death. While the rest of the party has to watch for a number of rounds as they try and catch up.
But one of them survives.
You split the party. You split the. Well, Duke lives, but yeah.
Okay.
The good news is those were my rolls yesterday. I have a new set of rolls today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Rastvyn, Corym, Reinhold, and Dramos. They're in the tree line, some distance to the west. There is some flicker of movement amongst some dense trees. It looks like a collection of pines all clustered together, but with growth around the base as well, so you can't see clearly between them. But there is some movement over there.
How far from us is this, Jimmy? Just like within 100 yards?
100 foot away.
Does it look feline?
You see the movement of the bushes, but not the creature or thing itself.
Ramos, do you see that to the left?
I do.
There's a movement in the trees over there.
Do you wish me to hold you so you can have a closer look?
Dexy.
I'm imagining that Top Gun poster, you know, with like Tom Cruise and the girls like Aramas.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, the girl. You mean Kelly McGillis?
Some fan art, don't we? We so need some fan art. Who's an artist? Come on.
Don't look at me.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to do that. I'll send Gremlin over.
I'm going to.
There's
to
movement
the
over
party
there.
behind me.
I'll motion to the rest
There's
of the
movement
group.
over there. I'm turning my horse.
Can I get Gremlin to do a fleeting flyby within 10 foot?
Okay. I'll take another perception check for Gremlin then.
Okay.
Be alert.
22.
Okay. Gremlin just zips by the side of these pine trees, head down, trying to glance in between. It's there you can just see the shaking, cowering form of flanks all bloodied.
Oh my god! I'm jumping off the horse and running.
No,
at
what are you
full
doing?
Speed. I am running.
Okay.
I will keep pace with Reinhold.
Yeah.
I'll keep
I'll
keep
keep
on it.
Dramos into the fray.
Oh yeah.
Reinhold, what's the rush?
It's him. He lives.
Okay. So Reinhold goes running across this plain area to get towards these pines. He's jumped off and he's got a bit of ground between you.
I'm looking around for any sort of cats at the... Well, anything which might be attacking it or watching Eminem.
Once I get into about 30 foot, I'm going to start calling his name, trying to get him out of the woods rather than trying to scare him into the woods.
Okay. You start shouting out, Eminem! Eminem!
I got your carrots here!
Okay, you see a movement of brush, and then its head, just its nose, starts to peek through this bush. You can see even at this distance that it's quivering.
I'll get to my knees and cast a healing word on him. And it's like, it's okay. It's okay. He gains 7 HP. That's most of his health.
You see the lion running full pelt, front feet hitting the ground, back feet hitting right in front of that, as its shoulders go, making a beeline for Reinhold.
I'm gonna firebolt the bugger.
Ditto.
Okay.
My baby.
Is it?
My sweet pony.
Is this running at? It's running at Reinhold now, is it?
Yeah.
The
18.
The creature, I mean.
The 18 slams into the side of this lion. It falters, but then continues its path straight towards Reinhold.
23 to hit, 9 damage. Another 9 damage.
Second firebolt hits the side of the lion. It stumbles with its feet dropping to one side, skidding along the ground, throwing up dirt and dust. It lies there motionless.
Oh, fuck! Where did he come from?
Stalking his prey, Reinhold.
Well, stalking you, Reinhold.
That
is a extremely cunning lion.
I'm going to dismount and start walking over, watching it as I go to make sure it's not, like, playing dead.
Okay.
I'll be on my knees trying to get to come to me.
Alright. So Dramos, you make it over to the lion. The lion is dead, smouldering from one side, eyes lifeless. Its jaw hangs slack with a tongue hanging out, just draped in the dirt. You can see there is blood along the side of its mouth, not from this encounter, but from a previous one. Scratches run along its back, as if something has previously jumped on it and clawed at it.
Oh.
I'll have a look around, see if there's any other sign of struggle, kind of like trying to trace where it's come from.
Okay, make a survival check.
My strong point. 16.
You can see the trace of where it has come from. You can see where it was hiding in a nearby bush. You lose sight of its tracks as it gets closer towards the ravine that you came through, with the ground being so rocky there.
So, Jamie, can I ascertain what sort of animal attacked it?
Yeah, make me a. You can make me a survival check on that.
Or would it be nature? Oh, no. Yeah, survival. Oh, sorry, it was better anyway, so yeah, don't worry about it. No.
Yeah, we'll go with the first one.
Oh, a whopping,
great.
a whopping +2. Nah, 10.
Large gouges are in its back, but you can't tell from what creature. Reinhold, you get over to where the bushes are, where is shaking.
My boy. Beautiful boy. What happened to you? I'll hold my hand out to see if he kind of comes to me.
He doesn't put his head out of the bushes.
It's okay. It's all right. I'm here. Nothing's going to hurt you.
Still keeps his head inside the bushes.
I'll get a carrot out.
Cool.
I'll start going, Oh, that's good. Oh, you want some? Come on. Come on. Oh.
Harry's having nightmares now.
And I'll gently start feeding him the carrot and trying to rub his side.
It takes about 4 carrots and a lot of stroking, but eventually is calmed enough.
4 carrots and a lot of stroking.
I didn't think of it like that. Let me rephrase. It takes a lot of stroking before is relaxed enough.
How many HP is he on? I've pumped 7 into him.
He was on 1 when...
He's on 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, could he use the Staff of Resurrection?
There's blood all down the side of him. He's been viciously attacked.
I'm going to pump another healing word into him.
Okay.
I'm not having that. I'm not having my... He's full health now. It's okay. It's okay.
I'll mount back up with Rastvyn, and just say to everybody, you should keep an eye out. That lion was attacked by something else.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and get on
Okay.
And
Can you
ride
make
them out.
a handle animal check, please?
Yeah.
Animal handling, whatever it is, I can't remember.
Animal handling.
19.
But I think they'll change the title of that as well, to be honest.
I get confused between different editions and different games. I nearly said spot hidden earlier instead of perception. Okay. He lets you mount him.
No.
I'm
Nice.
going to steer clear from Ulborin for a little bit.
Oh.
And make sure my horse is behind Ulborin's horse so he can see.
Oh yeah, actually yeah. You go at the back.
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
bike
I'll
next
go at the-
time, yeah.
I'll be rear guard.
Can we resume our journey north, please, up towards that down the hills?
I was about to say, why do I hear boss music?
I was going to say, that sounds like fat music.
Yeah, I selected the wrong one. Sorry.
Going into boss area. You can always tell in the games, can't you? The music just changes and it's like autosave. Here we go, guys.
There's a great, there's a great Viva La Dirtly one where he's walking along, and suddenly the boss music plays.
Yeah. Why is there
The
no
quick save
spell next to his name? You know.
The quick save one's the one I like, where you just quick save, and then he just starts falling down the cliff. Quick save.
No! This week's as well, I thought was a cracker. It's exactly right. Oh no!
Yeah.
This guy's dead here. The window opens. You've taken all of his stuff.
Yeah. So sad.
Very appropriate for Tuesday as well.
Okay, so you push north, and it doesn't take too long before you break the edge of the mountains and are in a series of low-riding, undulating hills. You're in a slightly elevated position at the moment, giving you some vantage point of the vista that lies before you. To the west, you can see the hills die out, and you're looking towards some plains, and you can just be about to see some smoke from a settlement some distance off in that direction. To the north of that, and indeed stretching all the way in front of you, are forests. There is a colossal forest stretching to the north there. Just the other side of these hills, it looks like the mountain range picks up again as a spine of mountains stretch off as far as you can see into the northern direction. To the east of here, again, these hills die out to plains, and you've got wide grass plains going on for some, all the way to the horizon.
That bit is going to be difficult for us, isn't it? When we've got to cut back down.
I'll take a perception check from everybody right now, please.
Oh no.
I'll do normal since I didn't say I was in Gremlin.
19.
14.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Harriet.
Everybody
How'd you
but
do it?
Harbinger.
What? What?
Doesn't make any sense.
It's uncanny.
It's uncanny.
Not on the hill you are, a couple of rises away, you can see what look like a cluster of what's left of some goats. You see the rear half of one. The front half has been melted away, almost as if it's been burnt, dissolved partially. Its legs are there, part of its intestines still hang out, another part of it just completely missing. Not like it's been attacked by a creature and chewed away, but just this rear half. A short distance away lies a head, just a head, that slid part way down this hill. There are about 3 or 4 goats here in various combinations of being dissolved. Whatever it was that killed them, didn't care anything about eating them. It just dissolved them.
What about the ground? Is there like an arc?
There is a long streak of burnt grass stretching clear across where these goats are.
Quite straight?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to be looking up in the air for any large winged
Yeah, I was going to
creatures.
say.
Make a perception check, Dramos.
I'm going to be looking at the grounds. Is there any like mounds? Any like recently dug up earth?
Yeah,
15.
I was going to say, could Dramos look down, Reinhold look up, and I look around? Yeah.
Dramos, you see it
By the way.
immediately. It's in the sky, a couple of miles away, maybe, but it's large, scaled, wings,
Oh no.
black dragon in the sky,
Oh,
heading directly
No, my-
west.
That's where we're going.
It hasn't
Oh,
reached
just,
your point yet. It's going to cross where you are shortly. It's heading in your direction.
get down! Everybody get
we
down!
need to move.
Get to ground. Get to
Get
cover.
into cover.
Get to cover.
Is there cover nearby? A
How
wooded
far-
area or tree?
There are. Well, you've got lots of hills. You've got clefts and valleys, bits of rock. There's the odd bit of bush, but you haven't got any trees all the way until the other side of the hills.
Drop to
I'm
the
gonna get
ground.
in a bush.
Now. Drop to the ground and get it behind a rock or something.
If you're trying to hide, make me a stealth roll.
I don't want to say that. Altibo, get down.
I'll jump off. I'll jump off. Yeah.
Oh, God.
We're hiding
Yeah.
then, yeah?
Trying to hide.
Woo.
Oh, disadvantage.
I don't know, Gartok. Are you trying to hide, or are you planning to take it?
Fuck. 7.
Nah.
21.
Tempt me.
I've taken lessons from Ulborin with how to hide.
No, wait. What did you get?
20.
I'm gonna
Nice.
move about 30, 40 foot away from the party before I dismount and find a hiding place.
That's not a bad idea, actually. I don't want to be in a line.
Right. So
Oh, it
just to
sounds like
clarify,
I'm moving away with.
Black
Yeah, you're with
Dragon.
me, I think, Gramos.
Yeah.
Black Dragon flying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Who is trying to hide, and where are you moving to?
I'm scattering to the west side, 20 foot away from everyone else, and I'm going to try and go to ground with and
Yeah, just trying to find cover.
I'm
Bring
trying
the
to
hor-
move
bring the
around the
horse
corner
down.
so there's no direct line of sight between you and me.
I'm
I.e., no
gonna
great
try
big-
and.
Trying to play dead.
I don't know where I'd be. I think I'd try and stay as close as I can to Corym. That's probably where I'd be. Yeah.
Ooh.
We're hiding good.
I'm just
Me-
gonna
me- I think
lie
me
in
and
a
you sorted
bush.
Ramos hopefully.
Well, it depends on their perception checks, doesn't it?
How,
Yeah, I
how
just-
far
just-
away is the dragon currently?
It's distant at the moment. It's distant. It's small in the sky. You've got a few rounds at this current speed before it gets to where you are.
So how far
Yeah.
away is the trees?
At the trees from your current position. Let's have a think about this. To get to the trees, you're looking a considerable distance.
Consider, and there's no other cover.
Well, like I said, there are rocks. There's the valleys of between these hills. You could go backwards, back into the mountains.
Fuck. I'm gonna try and hide behind a rock and tell and just try and I'm gonna throw a carrot as far as I can and just go run,
I'll say.
run.
I'll say to hindsight, follow him. Oh shit! No, keep going.
I'm gonna try and hide behind a rock and play dead.
Right. Harbinger, what are you doing?
I am not great at this stuff, so I will look around my closest vicinity bush and sit in it and get Altibo to lie down.
Horse in the middle of the road, like.
So I'm not running in. I will probably not run in a certain direction like a lot of people have. I'll probably move to a bush that's very close. And inadequate by the looks of my stealth roll as well.
You got a 12, yeah?
Mine's worse than yours.
I'm casting a spell.
Dawn.
No, not yet.
Pass without a trace.
But there is time.
Ooh.
So,
Oh.
It's
Tiny strip of white
going
cloth.
to be on myself, Harbinger, and Ulborin.
Is that 27? Did you say?
No, that's 20 hit points to your maximum hit points.
So you
Okay.
go up 20.
Thank you.
You will go up
Thank you.
20 points. That raises your maximum hit points by 20.
Okay.
Oh no, I won't, because I didn't say I'll do it.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Hold on 1 second.
I was going to cast Death Ward on Amanum, but I won't. He's already away from it.
I tried to set my hit point at 132 and I've accidentally added 132. And I now have a maximum. I got
I'm
211
Super
hit
Saiyan.
points.
I am invincible.
You should never shout anything like that out.
No. Never.
Do it.
There's a rumble on the ground beneath Ulborin.
Yeah. Purple Worm and his 10 brothers.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the meme.
Just don't ask if they swallow them, Warren.
They do.
Charlotte's just sent me some inspiration for tomorrow's joke. I've just released my own fragrance. Nobody in the car seemed to like it.
You're right.
That one's quite good.
You'll have to change it to lift, though, won't you? I think.
Okay, so everybody's crouched down. You've got the horse away. Corym has cast aid.
Yeah, I'm just looking something up at the moment. It's
Well, I'm afraid the dragon does not have time to wait.
I'm going to be praying to Darius. Dear God, please let this dragon veer
I said, just
violently to
read
the
it.
right.
It's
No,
moving.
okay.
Dramos and I are away, about 40 foot away from the party. I'm trying to go down one of the kind of hill ravines, is the idea.
I'm 20 foot west of the party, behind a rock, trying to play dead. Amanum's another, probably however far I can throw.
Jamie, quick question.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've cast that through using D&D Beyond. Now, it's added the Disciple of Life thing to it.
Yeah, I don't think you get that.
Yeah.
Good question, though.
Yeah. I'm asking the question.
I actually, so I've just searched it, and funny enough, it's already purple because I searched it as Howl.
So, where's this dragon? Oh Lord, where's
Okay,
this dragon?
yeah, I remember this now. So the first person said, "Of course it does," and the second person says, "Here is Jeremy Crawford's thing," and it was no.
Shit.
I heard Jeremy
No.
Corbyn. What does he know about it?
He
Surely
doesn't have
he
an
wouldn't give
opinion
us a
on it.
definitive answer if he did know.
He'll just tell you what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but no.
So what? We're none the wiser on whether that works or not.
No, it's
No,
no.
it doesn't.
Yeah, I
No.
found it before, and he said,
Well, to be honest, I
No.
heard Jeremy Corbyn's answer because I'm sure it'll go somewhere along the line. Well, I'll do what the people think I should do.
his exact quote was, "Disciple of Life doesn't benefit the aid spell. The spell increases your hit point maximum. It doesn't restore hit points."
That's true.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Crap.
Moving at nearly 200 foot around,
Yeah.
the dragon gets closer and closer. As it
Cast another
gets...
spell.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Runs a bit further down the list. Black dragon, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Met one of them before. Acid.
Acid.
And who is the willing creature that you touch?
Oh, well, I think I'll be touching myself.
And he likes it.
All right.
I'm gonna. No, I won't yet. Go on.
He's moving parallel to your position. As he gets close, his head cocks to the side. His left wing drops and he turns in your direction, angling towards the ground.
Sees himself madly waving his hands and muttering to himself.
I'm gonna cast Death Ward on myself.
He slams the ground. Only 50 foot from Harbinger's position.
Oh. No.
Can everybody make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Anyone
Darius.
who is anyone within my aura? Or is everyone fucked
I
up?
won't be.
I won't be.
I got the impression everybody was splitting, like trying to find their own hidey hole.
Is this a fear effect?
Dirty 20!
18.
It is from a fear effect.
I'm immune.
Oh!
I get advantage then from my.
I'll use luck on that.
I blew a nat 20 on it.
Wait, John, don't you have to be raging?
No, it's from my mace.
Oh, right, okay.
That's why I asked it if it's a fear effect.
Alright.
Don't know if that's going to be enough. 17 total. 18 total.
I think a 16
All
to the
right.
fan.
It's a 16 to save.
Gartok, you were lucky.
If you fail, you are afraid of it for 1 minute.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, dear.
It's just like,
Just me.
no, that's as well.
Rastvyn cacks his
yeah,
knickers
just-
as well.
You go on.
I got a funny. I just make sure what I've got here because I really have got exhaustion on for some reason.
What? No, I don't. I'm immune to fear
That's
effect.
fine.
Oh,
Okay.
I
So
more
it's-
mean that who's actually passed. That's what I mean.
he's passed.
Yeah.
I passed. Most of us passed.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Just Rastvyn.
Rastvyn
And
failed.
Corym failed, right?
No, I said that I was near you, so I'd cast aid.
Ah, okay. You were immune then as well,
That's
Dave.
why I asked where you were going at the start.
So this thing lands on the ground, shaking the ground. Rastvyn, this is unnerving for you. Everyone else, it's almost unnerving. Its wings spread wide as it puts its full weight down on the ground, extending its head out. I'd recognize that smell anywhere. You have something of mine, don't you?
Do we?
This is the self-same Black Dragon.
Yeah, that we robbed his treasure hoard. Yeah, I've probably got a couple of gold clanking around somewhere that might be it.
If you know we're all hunkered down and he's obviously there and he knows we're here,
Well, I'm not hiding.
you're not hiding.
No, I've just cast spells. No
Okay.
intention of hiding.
All right, I'm going to channel divinity and activate my sword.
All right.
That's a threat.
He fucking hates us. We killed it. Well, I think we killed its child.
Yeah,
And
that
then-
probably didn't endear us to him. And to be fair, we'd have killed him if we got there a little bit quicker.
Tell him that.
Okay.
Oh.
This will conveniently use a similar back map to last time.
Ulborin's nightmare. This is.
I'm going for
Well,
a brief interlude.
If he's if his breath weapon is a dex save, I might be okay. Ish. No, ish. That's what I'm hoping
Maybe you
for.
got 20 extra hit points.
Yes.
Corym.
this helps.
Did you use a look when you
Yes.
were trying to do your frighten?
Yes, I did, yes.
If you're in my aura, you're just immune to fear effects, so you didn't need to do it.
Ow.
So you can get that back.
Thank you.
Oh, look. Dead horse.
Do we even know what age this dragon is? Is it adult, ancient?
It was
It's,
all, it was
It's
an
a little
adult.
bit older than last time we saw it.
Imagine being adult.
Adult, probably, yeah.
I think this is the first time I've actually fought a dragon. I know it sounds weird. I've nearly been killed by one, but that was in a cave when I woke him up. But I've never actually fought one.
I didn't.
Oh, yes, the blue
Yes,
dragon.
that
Mm.
was 1 HP.
The
I
last
was running.
time the last time
Yeah.
I fought one was the small one with you guys.
Was it
So
the
you
black
faced
one?
this
Probably
one
was
as
this
well?
one.
It was a
this?
small. It was a small black one. I'm pretty sure. It was the one on
It's
the.
this one.
Or was
No,
it?
No, so there was a small black one which we originally faced in the quarry.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was,
all
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
I
and then we
think there
went
was
to
a green
the
one, wasn't there?
we went to the small black dragon's lair to kill it, and we did. And when we did, the larger adult dragon then returned home, and we gave it a good go, but it got away, and we didn't kill it. And now it's very angry.
Yeah.
But it took
I-
its stuff.
I only remember the small one. So.
Yeah, that's when we did the two-parter where we did the lizard camp
Yeah, you.
and
yeah,
the dragon.
So
And that's I just learned fireball.
Wow.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, good times.
Yeah. Back in the shop.
That's
back in the
that's
day.
how long ago it was. It was like,
God, that was a while ago. Yeah.
I'm gonna cast fireball on that big bunch of people that had just come out.
yeah, I remember that.
We're running. Yeah, I'm gonna cast it 2 more times. Oh, they get to shoot arrows back. Okay.
Again.
okay, so I've put Harbinger and Corym where they were.
I'm 20 foot to the west, I said, of wherever the main party was, with a little bit further. I'll be trying to hide
imagine.
behind a rock, to be honest.
Ulborin must be fairly close to me as well.
Yeah, I would have been nearish Corym, so.
Oh, please don't stand in a line, Ulborin.
I would have been somewhere here, roundabouts.
Okay.
I think I would have been. I don't know. I would have gone near a rock. I'm grey skinned, so I would have tried to get on a rock. So, like, I don't know, here-ish. I don't know how this relates to.
Have you moved us, Dramos, up to there, or?
That's where you already were, so I imagine that's where we kind of would have
I
been
was
anyway.
thinking we were up over sort of here somewhere personally, because I said I wanted to go up one of the ravines. So it would either be there
Yeah.
or there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we'll be there, shall we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit. What
I
the hell
rolled
was that?
initiative. I thought you'd want that.
I'd imagine
You
you
can
want
do
it.
initiative.
It feels like initiative.
Yeah.
If it felt like initiative, it's now.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
shit.
We've not been
I
doing
moved the
well.
horse up near us, Jamie, because I think the horse is still with us. Because we've ridden up there.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for the horse as well? Frightened wise.
That's a good point. Probably more for old
Strictly
Tibo.
speaking, I mean, I'm quite happy for the horses to just run. They're regular horses, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. You want initiative, sorry.
What's your dex, Rastvyn?
Dex is 14 plus 2.
Oh, you're before me.
I'm not actually on there, I think. Oh, I am. I'm a horse. Cool. I'll do. I'm a horse. I'll play my horse.
You're a pretty pony. You just polymorph
I'll give
yourself.
myself a point
You know.
Actually, on the, it might be because I selected the horse when I pressed initiative. I think.
Yeah.
Probably.
Anyway, I'll be the horse for now. It'll be quite comedy.
Well, I've put you on the chart anyway, so we'll.
Oh, have you? Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it's just, you know what I'm like for forgetting people's turns. I'm going to go horse. No, he doesn't get to do anything. Okay.
I'll just do. Yeah, got rid of the horse. Thank you.
Corym, we miss
I've
you.
done 14.1 just to be quicker than.
Oh, jeez. Right.
All right.
Of course, the
I know
dragon
you've seen
goes
roll
first.
20, but it actually puts in your dex score in your initiative. It's quite good.
All right.
Dan's already measuring.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where you are actually relative to me. Oh, that's all right.
Here, up here.
Oh, right. Oh, fuck, right.
Worry yourselves
Oh.
not an ounce. I've rebuilt in the preceding months, but I still want my money back. My gold. My gems. My
They were
mate
only yours.
was killed by you.
It was only your money because you had taken it from others.
Mine. Mine. He moves slightly forward, opening his mouth. Acid runs down his tongue and drips onto the floor, sizzling at the grass.
Grace.
Grace!
Oh man. Is it polite to ask him where he stashed his new gold before we kill him? Or he kills us?
Just ask him where he lives and we'll just drop the gold off later.
Yeah.
FedEx it to you. Oh no.
Do you have my money? His head wheels round, taking in the surroundings, clocking your positions.
Is it huge? I take it.
It is huge.
He's a big boy.
His passive perception is 21.
Oh! Wait, hold on.
Oh man.
Have I just got out of that? No, I think I'm
No, you rolled 21, I rolled 20.
Damn it.
Yeah, you're in it.
So you,
But you think you're hidden.
Yeah.
my freaking blue horns giving my position away again. Just the curved bits at the back.
Back again.
Stupid Chaos Marines.
Oh no. Oh no. Is that his turn?
No. He's going to take a step there.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep. Something like
I
that.
don't think you have it. He whips his head round to the side to look behind him. Right line of acid sprays along the floor straight to Rastvyn and Dramos' position.
Oh no.
Can you two make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Oh, thank God it's Dex. That's going to help me a lot.
Oh no. Think high numbers. Praise Darren.
17.
think high numbers.
Those
I'm going to use one of my
No.
Job is 18
Blowing it out.
plus my 2 is 20.
Rastvyn, you pass. Dramos, you fail.
Rastvyn, what would have you rolled? Just roll it anyway, just so we can see.
Well, he's going to take half damage.
Oh! Natural 20 came out with a 22, but
Not worth it. Wasn't worth the risk.
no, if I go down, I'll probably go down with that breath weapon.
Yeah.
Without taking half, I mean. If I take full damage, I'm probably down.
Okay, I'm going to have to roll these dice more than once. I don't have enough D8 for this.
Oh, that's a statement you don't want to hear.
How many D8 do you have?
I've got more in the shop. So, 14, 21, 28, 30, 36, 37.
When you say you have to roll them more than once, you don't mean 3 times, do you?
62 points of acid damage if you fail. Half of that if you succeeded.
Oh,
Wow.
That would have knocked me off my feet.
Oh, Lord.
How does Dramos look?
I think Dramos is down.
Dramos looks like that.
Okay. So the acid rakes along the ground, spraying into Rastvyn and Dramos. Dramos stands up for a second and then falls to the ground. You see as part of his arm and the skin of his face just melts away. With a flap of its wings, this thing leaps into the air and drops just inches in front of Harbinger.
62 is my HP.
Oh. Shit.
No, he won't.
I'm not even going to try to strength to the grave. There's no point.
He will hold. He will hold here. Actually,
Of course.
wings extended. He's done. Corym, you're up.
I shall make my way around. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Actually, do I know where Dramos was?
You probably just seen the big streak of acid.
Well, I've just seen.
I'll tell you what. Make a perception check. Because
Probably.
24 beats my
24.
stealth roll to 20.
yeah, you knew where he was. You saw him pop up before he melted away.
Right.
Shade away.
Imagine it's just like an acid line of his horns gone and 2 of the ends fall off.
Do you know how long those damn things take to grow? Oh. I'll send him the bill.
Right. From where I am, I'll cast a. I'll cast a healing spell on. I'll tell you which one in a moment. It's just going to get him up. Healing word. So it'll be that plus 4 points.
14. Thank you very
14,
much.
yeah. And then from where, how many places did I move? 1, 2, 5, 6. I'm just going to take cover behind there, and I'm going to pull out my crossbow.
Okay, that's you done.
And that's me done.
Rastvyn, you are still under a fear effect.
Yeah. And Dramos, do I see his sort of come back awake effectively?
Yeah. His skin is burned, but his eyes flutter back open. You see one of his, almost one entire horn has disintegrated with the acid blast.
How old are you, Dramos?
You can see the cores and count the rings.
I'm just looking up one of my spells. Probably on
25.
Strength.
25 years worth of work.
I am going to cast. This is within range, yeah, 121. Big B's hand right next to the dragon and try and grapple it.
Oh, nice.
Big B's hand!
Big B's hand!
That's it.
Gotta
Gotta say, it doesn't work.
That's done something weird, but I don't think it's what I think it is. I need to make an attack roll first, don't I? Which it doesn't seem to want to do. Let me just do it this way.
Choke it out. Choke slam it.
$19 with disadvantage, come under fear.
Okay. $23.
Oh, sorry, it uses its. Sorry, the hand has had to grapple with its strength score, which is +8. So it will be one less than that, actually. Anyway, so apologies. You have to hit first, don't you? To do. I think the 19 is to hit.
So what are you doing with it? Sorry.
To do a grapple,
I'm
you
going
won't.
to
No.
the grasping hand.
Oh.
So grapple into the opposed.
Which is
It's a strength roll.
which is this, which it says.
It's contested strength roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? It's not an attack first to grapple, no? It's
No.
just contested strength.
I'm pretty sure it's
Okay,
contested
apologies.
strength roll.
Okay.
So what
Yeah,
do you
It's,
do?
so
contested by
it's
the
not.
strength.
It's not grappled, but Bigby's hand there. And seeing that Dramos is at least awake, I'm going to move away from him. 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
5, 6. I'm up here. Oh, I'm just off the edge. I'll come one back, so I don't want to go off the edge of the map. I'll do. That's me done, thank you.
Okay. Reinhold.
I'm gonna hopefully see that Corym's doing his Darish duty and resurrected a little bit of Dramos, what's left of him. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and make sure I'm still in range of Harbinger. I'm going to cast at 2nd level Bless. And so everyone adds, Gartok, Ulborin, Harbinger and myself add a d4 to their hit rolls.
Thank you very much. I now have a minimum of +16 on my attack rolls right now.
Flipping out.
So I'm going to go down, surely.
I am concentrating, and that is my turn. I'm going to tell Umanum to fucking go. Like, just bonus action. Fucking shift it.
Dash.
Do I get another save versus the fear? Sorry.
You do at the end of your round. You get save through the fear every turn.
No.
Nope.
8.
If you pass that fear check, you are immune to do any more fear checks against this dragon for 24 hours. So,
Gotta pass it.
okay, so that was Reinhold. It's Dramos' go. Owie, owie, owie.
Yeah, ow.
I'm gonna stand. Oh man.
Run. Run, you fools.
Fly, you fool. Yeah.
I want all the XP for myself.
I can only cast light.
Yeah.
Oh man. Bloody dragons.
It's gonna have legendary resistances as well, so come on.
Yeah.
Throw everything at him until it sticks, basically. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, so I'm going to. How far can these little buggers move? 6 foot. So, I'm gonna. How far do you reckon I could throw ball bearings?
Wait, what?
Ball bearings.
I know what he's doing.
Good question.
Is it I don't know.
It's for a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess make a ranged ranged attack and see how good it is.
Will be used Constitution, maybe strength save, like measure it from there. I don't know.
Strength if you just want to like eat it, but Dex is
Improvised
fine.
thrown item has a normal range of 20 feet, a long range of 60 feet.
20 foot.
Okay. So I'm going to try and throw them 30 foot.
Okay.
I'm going to cast. There's going to be 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And 30 foot would get them to there. Would that be far enough? Sorry, I'm going to throw them 35 foot. Which just gives them enough distance. I'm going to cast animate objects on them. Instructing them to attack the dragon.
Okay.
So we've got 10 of them, 10 d20.
Good.
So I'll discard the 2. I've got 19.
19 will be a hit. 19 is what you need.
All right.
Okay, so all but 1 hits. So that's 9. So I'll do the 8d4. In fact, no, I'll just do 10d4 because of the crit. And it'll be plus quite a lot. 36.
Jeez.
Yep. Here we go.
Launch.
60.
Alright.
I'm gonna stagger away my 15 foot. I've just got to read the wording of the spell, but I'm going to be drinking a potion if I can. If not, that's my turn, because I think it's a bonus action to command them.
Okay. End of your round, I'm going to spend a legendary action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to get his wings and flip them back and thrust them forward. Can these things make dexterity saving throws?
You'd
I
be
imagine so.
surprised.
Ah,
They do have a dex score, yes.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a smug. That's a 19 if I've ever seen one.
What does 18 give as a dex saving throw? Is it plus 4? Plus 5?
plus
18
4 maybe.
Plus 4, yeah. Plus 4.
Plus 4? Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got some 21s. I've got a 24.
You need an 18 to pass.
3 of them pass.
Oh, sorry, a 19 to pass. I apologise.
3 of them pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the others can take 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
How many
Which
HP?
HP?
These things? Yep, they're all still floating.
Okay. And then he can move To there. He sort of flaps his wings and moves that far.
Fuck.
He's in the air, flying straight towards Dramos. That's the end of my legendary Gartok.
Damn it. Yeah.
Now, my nose ball bearings ripped through his wings, punctured holes through his scales. So he's going directly for the source of that.
Yeah.
40 feet gets me there. Yeah, I'm gonna stay there.
Okay. That you done?
Yes.
Harbinger.
Shit, well, that changes everything. Basically, I'm going to tell Altivo to come to me, which he will do. He'll move 5 foot. I'm going to use half my movement to mount Altivo. Oh, what's happening now? And then he's going to run.
It's just what hindsight was going to do.
Okay, so he's going to do 30, 60. So he can run 180 foot around with the shoes on. He's got special shoes.
But can you stay on him?
He doesn't have to do anywhere near as much. So he's going to go. I've moved half my amount, right, to get up onto him. To dismount, is that half your movement again?
Yeah.
So he's going to have to go right up. Yeah, okay. It's happening. Come on, Altivo.
Come on.
So Altivo will come to here, and then I will get off over here.
Okay.
Come on, the goodest of boys.
And then
Now he is flying, but I'm going to say he's just off the ground, so he is within reach for you.
Okay, yeah. Alright. Yeah, I did not think about that, so that was useful. Yeah. Come on, Altivo, higher! And I will attack him, try and attack him.
Okay.
So I, without bless, have a plus 15 to hit at the moment. So that's 28.
That's a hit. Did that roll?
No.
Oh, it's rolled in here. It might come across though.
Yep. 13.
And I will put a 1st level smite into it.
Add a d4.
Yeah, d4.
What for?
Bless.
Not for damage.
Oh, sorry, I meant to hit. Sorry.
I did hit this time. But
Sorry.
thank you very much. I might need it. Hold on.
I saw the 13.
Wait.
No.
1st level smite, 2d8. Sorry. Because he's alive. So an extra 10 damage.
Okay.
So... And then I will try and hit him again.
Oh no.
That's a bad miss. I don't care what your plus is, it's a natural one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you off Altivo, you slash, cutting through part of the tail. You bring your sword up again, but can't get it. As he brings his tail back and wheels it around to slap you. Tail attack. That's a natural 20.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh.
Oh no! I'm so done.
It's not
What
terrible.
the
It's
hell,
only the
Ulborin?
tail attacked. 30 points of damage as this tail slams into you.
Ow.
Still
That's my
nasty.
legendary done. That's the end of Harbinger's go. It's Ulborin's go.
I'm going to. A sec. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna. Yeah, I think what I'll do. I'll use my movement and my dash to get to there. Is that considered behind cover? Am I like behind?
Yeah,
any sort
if
of
you
cover
duck down,
from
you
the
can be
dragon?
behind cover, yeah.
Would that, if you count as like half cover, would I be able to cover like most of my body with?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll just press action to dodge as well to see what he gets up to. So I'll action for dodge.
All right. So that is top of the round. It's the dragon's go. He is not going to stop. He's going to go straight for Dramos.
Does he leave my range?
He does.
Sentinel!
No, not me. I wish.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I keep thinking of Burkus. Oh,
I'm the lesser paladin.
oh no!
Doesn't Altibo get an attack as well?
He was 5 foot away, and he doesn't have a 10-foot range. He only has a 5-foot range. 30 to hit.
That's it.
I would say add a D4, but you know.
That's 9 points of damage, and I will put a second level smite into it.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's another 14. 3 in total.
Okay. You slash into that tail again as he moves away from you, wings still pelting as he flies straight into Dramos. He's going to attempt to bite you, Dramos.
I think you probably just need a nat 1.
I got a 30 to bite you.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, I'll do.
So that is 19 points of damage.
Yep, that's it. Yep, I'm down.
You're down. Okay. So he bites into Dramos, picks Dramos off the ground, picks his one claw up and rakes it down Dramos' body.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
I knew that was coming.
He does not like it.
I was going to say, you pissed him off, didn't you? Yeah.
Well, we killed his mate.
Yeah. So he's definitely going to claw you. So
Yeah. Totally fair.
He turns his head round to you, Harbinger. You can see Dramos' body dangling out of his mouth, acid running out of this thing's mouth all over Dramos' body as it's clawed down one side of the body. You swear you see the corner of its mouth come up in a smile as he rakes his second claw down Dramos as well. He bites down on his body, you hear a crack, and he throws the body onto the floor. He will then use the rest of his movement to fly directly up.
Fuck.
Oh my god, that prick!
So he will be, give the distance he's moved, 60 foot up in the air. I'm done. Corym, you're up.
Son of a bitch.
Ross is telling someone.
Taking a photo of it.
I knew he was still within range, but because Dramos was. But 60 foot up in the air. Are we doing angles here?
Well, we should really.
We're just doing the simple X and Y, so it'd be like.
We should, but I'll take it as a simple X and Y. Let's keep it simple.
Well, what I'll do is I'll move
What range do you need to be within?
60.
Okay. Well, you're right on the edge there.
Yeah. Right. So these kind of I don't know what you call them, like
These little
mini cliffs.
Yeah.
How
Each
high
one
are
of them
they?
is 5 foot high.
5 foot. Is that double movement to get over them?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll move there. I'll move to that point there. And I said I've got my crossbow out. I'll fire a crossbow at him.
Okay.
I'll use a magical bolt. Because I can.
I hate flying creatures.
I think this will have an extra +1 to hit.
Ah!
Nice.
Okay, 16, 19, 26, magical bolt, 28 points of damage.
So you get up over this thing, run up, drop to one knee, crossbow up. The bolt flies true and hits him straight in the side of the neck. His laughter stops instantly as the bolt buries deep. He's still up.
Oh, really?
Took him down.
No.
He's taken 140 damage so far.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even half, I reckon. Dramos looks dead, doesn't he? I mean, I watched him get raped by the.
Yeah, well, Dramos was in this guy's mouth, and he raped him, crunched down, and broke his back, and spat him onto the floor with disdain.
Oh.
Okay, I'll load another bolt, and get ready to fire again. But that'll be my turn over.
Okay, Rastvyn. Ooh, do you want to be a target?
Yep. Well, I'm still fucking frightened of the thing.
Yes.
How much of a drop is it down this embankment?
5 foot.
So can I just sort of go down there effectively?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. But now I'm just going to do some measuring.
So, like I say, bear in mind he's 60 foot up.
2, 3.
How's your trig?
Oh, I've got a calculator up already.
I thought he would have.
Yeah. Oh, don't ask me to do that.
I am also moving the hand, if I can. I can't got control actually.
Oh, yes, sorry.
So I've done a move. Yeah. I've done a move. I'm trying to move the hand in between me and it, effectively, straight north.
You've got control of the hand now.
Thank you. I'm moving the hand I think that's about 55 foot, isn't it? It can move 60 foot. And I'm using it as an interposing hand, so it will stay between me and it automatically.
Okay.
And I will... Not got a lot. What's the... Just looking at what movement of Hootie is, sorry. 60 foot. It's 60 foot straight up, isn't it, at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
So Hootie can't get to him. I will just do a a firebolt for now.
Okay.
I think that's I can. Oh, where's a Harbinger? How far's Harbinger from me? Oh, not that one.
Pretty cool.
Yes, firebolter. Journey towards the dark
30
side will
foot
be
distance.
complete.
Bollocks! No, it'll be firebolt. I'm not close enough to Harbinger. I will. This will have to be at disadvantage, so I'll roll it twice. No, 12 is going to miss.
Yep.
And I'll do my wisdom save. I'm still frightened.
Okay.
Reinhold.
I'm going to have to start moving. Don't want to get too far away from the party. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Am I within range of a... Oh, didn't... Well, I didn't mean to cast that, but... I suppose. Yeah, I've clicked it now. I'm going to lucky that. Oh, I really wish I didn't.
No, Jesus Christ.
I'll mark down a lucky.
No.
Okay, and that's me done. Yeah, it's not much I can do.
Okie dokie. So, if that's Reinhold done, it's Dramos. It's Gartok's go.
There's not a vast amount I can do, really. I'm just going to run up and join Harbinger.
All right.
I can't get near it, so that's it.
Harbinger.
Okay.
Need some javelins, Gartok.
So what's it do? It's just it's flying directly up.
It's flying directly up at the moment, yeah.
I know. It was laughing, and now
It stopped laughing when Corym put a bolt in its neck, yeah. Acid run out the hole.
Okay. I'm gonna risk it. Oh, I don't know. Ah! Oh, okay. I'm going to try and run to Dramos. This involves going underneath the dragon.
Okay.
And I will use my action to revivify. Does Dramos have a diamond on him in an obvious place?
Not in an obvious place, no.
Is it in his prison pocket? I will have to use my diamond then. I will use the diamond from my neck on Dramos.
Right.
That's my action.
Diamond turns to dust over Dramos' broken body.
And okay, yeah, that. I will tell Altibo to get back for now. That's the other thing I will do.
To I wake up.
You do. Yes. You did not have an NDR, so.
That's 1
DNR.
HP.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's you done, is it, Harbinger?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, Ulborin.
I'm going to use my short bow because I don't use it very often.
With a D4?
I will take a shot. Yes, I'm with a D4. Normal roll. Come on! I'm not as good as. Oh no, never mind. That's not gonna do it.
Not even with the D4.
No. I'm not as good as Totoro, guys. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm gonna run over there and like use my bonus action to try and hide as well from him. So like fire and just run and then hide again.
Okay.
That's a 18. It's not gonna help much, but.
Right.
Not with a passive perception of 21,
Yeah, I know. I thought I could just about get over it.
The dragon will fly an additional 160 feet away.
In the air.
Yeah.
He's doing a drive-by.
He's gone straight up. So he is now 220 feet away. That's his turn. Corym.
I'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That'll be my go.
Okay.
Oh,
Rastvyn.
hang on. No, hold on. No, I forgot. No, it's a lead range spell. I won't even get that close. I'll stay about there. And pray to Darius, and I'll plough 55 points of healing into Dramos.
Channel Divinity, will only be up to half.
Yeah, maximum of half.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, as Corym casts, channeling the power of Darius, there are a number of noticeable cracks from Dramos' body as bones are fit back into place and skin is mended. However,
Thank you, Dave.
his horn is still missing.
It's permanent.
Okay, that Corym done.
It is indeed.
Rastvyn?
Was it 260 foot away, you said?
He's 220 foot away. Well, 220 foot straight up in the air at the moment. You can use your calculator to figure out how far that actually is from you.
Yeah, it's too much anyway. So the vertical height's too much. I am going.
Ross is madly going through now to see what he's got that's within that.
Oh, I know exactly what spells I can cast to hit him still.
Where's Earthbind when you need it? Where's a high-level druid?
This way you want a warlock with the double range Eldritch Blast in it.
Oh yeah.
300 foot.
Yeah.
It's a move. I've got anything that can bonus. I'm going to get the hand to move the bonus.
Can it go vertical, the hand?
Yeah. It was already going up a bit, so it's probably the hand is probably 80 foot in the air at the moment.
Okay.
But between us, so I'm using it as interposing still, but I've shot it straight up towards between us.
Okay.
That's my bonus action, move action. I'll use my action to move again. Yeah, what the hell there? That's my stuff. So sorry, the hand will be up between us, sorry.
Okay.
Kind of move to there. It's up in the air. That is. No. I think me done.
Reinhold.
Right, can he use my movement to go there? Seeing it looks like it's retreating, I'm going to kind of hold back and look around to see who's injured. So go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So my action to move. Bonus action, I'll throw a healing word into Dramos just to try and get him on his feet a little bit more.
Thank you.
Hang on. So throw a healing word. Second level. 8. That's a shite roll. Jesus, what was that? Yeah, 2 1s. Darius, not in your favour today.
It's better than 0.
And that's my turn.
All right. That makes it Dramos' go.
Which one? That one, it can do more damage.
Murder dragons at 8th level.
23 to hit.
That is a hit.
13 fire damage.
Sorry, Jamie. I couldn't have moved there. I'm still feared.
Yeah, you wouldn't get closer, would you?
No, I'll just do my wisdom save, sorry. 21.
Yeah, you pass now. So your firebolt slams into it from underneath. It still continues.
I will stand if I can stand and figure out how to stand. Oh man, I'll see everybody grouping around me. 5, 10, 15. No, stay within range of Harbinger, and I'll just kind of separate from everybody. And that's me.
Okay, that is Dramos done. It's Gartok's go.
I'm just gonna move to like there. So I'm not near anyone in particular, but I'm hopefully close if it comes back. So I can really do, and I'll hold a melee attack if I can, if it's in range.
Harbinger?
I will do the same.
Okay. That's Ulborin then.
Dodge and stay where I am.
Okay. On its turn, it will fly another 160 foot away. It is retreating. I believe that is out of everybody's combat range. We will come out of combat there. You can see it in the distance. Once it gets high enough, it veers and starts going straight north away from you.
Damn!
You
I
see
wanted
them
that
again.
bastard.
Yeah.
Jamie, can I tell how bad he looks? Like, can I see how injured he was?
Well, I mean, Ulborin, you didn't really get that close to the dragon at any point during the combat.
Can I not even gauge when he flew up?
I mean, your head was scarcely out of cover.
For
There
the
were
few,
cuts.
I cannot win. If I'm in cover, if I don't, I'm an idiot. No, can't win.
No. You did shoot at him. When you shot at him, you saw that there were like puncture wounds all through his wings, and there was blood running down his body. There was a bolt in his neck. It looks like he'd taken quite a bit of damage, but it wasn't slowing him down.
Okay.
Smart. Probably fair to say this one is not stupid enough just to stand there and take a load of shit from you
And get hammered.
when he can just fly away and
Fight on his terms. Yeah.
okay.
Harry at will. Oh
Right.
my god, that was awful.
Dramos, are you?
You
Christ,
just sit down.
Christ, Darius, I saw that.
So,
yes,
head over here.
I felt it.
Oof, that's yeah. Have a seat. Let's have a look at you first, and I'll just be kind of nursing Dramos just to try and make sure he's all right. I know he doesn't like being touched, but it's like, oh, Dramos, your horn. Oh, I don't know how to tell you. That's probably on the floor somewhere.
Jamie, is there a nearby hill anywhere? Like, is there like a hill?
There are hills. Yeah, you're in a mass like a field of hills at the moment, so it's just undulating rises.
I'm gonna like just run up a hill and just have a look around and see if there's anybody around. Just generally look around the area.
Make a perception check.
Nope. I am blind.
No, you see those melted goats nearby, but that is it.
Mm.
I'm going to take a potion off my belt and glug it down.
I think we should move to the forest edge and rest.
Yeah.
I'll need a rest.
It is it's interesting to see that the dragon seems to be doing so well.
Old
How's,
acquaintance.
that's a good point. How's Rastvyn looking? Because you got blasted as well.
Not great. I'm sort of. I would say I don't think any channel divinity would help me, but
Okay.
It's worth remembering with stuff like this, when you get blasted with something like fire or acid and everything, you can be healed, it heals up your body, but it still leaves damage to your clothes and so on. So, I mean, both Dramos and Rastvyn will have badly damaged clothes from that attack. And Dramos in particular will have puncture marks and blood all throughout his clothing.
That's alright, I don't wear much anyway, so.
I'll pump in a 3rd level into Rastvyn. So it's 18 points. Dramos, I don't know. You remember that clothing I got from the Tower of Darius? The origin of fate. I mean, it's some old clothing, but it might keep you warm at least. It's entirely up to you.
I would appreciate any spare clothing that you may have, Reinhold.
I mean, it was fine probably about 300 years ago, so...
I look down. It's probably better than half a coat and shorts.
Shorts. Dramos and shorts.
I turn around and you see purple. You see the bare buttocks, pair of purple buttocks,
and a tail, or what's left of it.
Hey, my tail's intact. I never said anything about the tail. You can take my horn, people never take my tail.
You've got the or whatever Jamie determines as that fake guy's Darius clothing. I robbed from that cupboard.
Okay. Yeah, you look like a fate worshipper now.
Oh no, Darius clothing. You specifically got Darius.
Darius clothing. Well, then you look like from the tower.
Yeah, from the tower.
Okay, well, you look like you joined the Darius posse then.
Yeah. Honorary board member.
Yeah, it's a mix of grey and white robes with Darius symbols emblazoned on it.
Probably smelling like a charity shop plus 300 years.
Nice. Yeah, I think we should try and move to the tree edge.
Yes.
And then maybe rest if we can for a little bit.
Amanam!
Yeah,
hey,
I'll whistle hindsight over. That one.
Horses.
I think that's an animal handling check for Ulborin. No. Unless you're offering it up at Amanam. Who's a good boy, Amanam? He's gone. He's gone. He's fine.
No, you can recover your horses. They did scatter when the dragon came down, but they were a short distance away. Having forgotten his previous fear, is chewing on some grass.
Good, get your veggies in.
Okay.
Right, let's move.
Oh, you know.
Perhaps the lion was attacked by that dragon earlier?
Potentially, although you'd think that it would have taken it if it...
Does that mean Amanam survived a dragon attack?
Don't speak too soon.
Or escaped a lion because the dragon attacked him, I'm thinking.
It was like, what is it? The thing that the fly, the cat, there's a children's story there somewhere.
Yeah.
You know.
It was an old woman who swallowed a fly.
That's it.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Dragon that swallowed a lion, that swallowed a horse, that ate some grass.
Yeah, my new appearance.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Right, should we... Well, I'm fine, but a couple of you look fucked. Do you want to sit down?
Let's make it to the tree
I
line.
think we should
first.
move to the tree line.
Yes.
Get out. Let's
Yeah.
get out to these planes. The
Get
dragon
out
will
the
come
planes.
back.
Get on the
Well,
horses, go.
Might be more lions, so
Yeah.
purple worms.
I'll climb on Altivo this time.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So you're going to head north to try and get to the tree line. Is that right?
Tree line.
Yes.
On the horses, you pick your way through these hills. You get closer and closer to the settlement that's slightly to your west, but try to stay away from it, hoping to make the tree line. You travel a couple of 100 feet, where you find in the cleft of one of the little valleys between these hills, you find several acid-burned sheep. These apparently here for a few days. We've seen this dragon travels up and down this valley, just picking off animals for fun because it makes no effort to eat them. Push on.
That's it.
That thing's just evil.
Well, must be eating something else.
No, he's
Always.
just killing for fun, isn't he? Joy and
Always.
fun of killing.
Or is being fed by
Yes.
someone else.
Yeah,
That's
that
what I
cult.
mean. Why is he not eating?
There's that cult, wasn't there?
Shortly before noon, you hit the tree line. This is the edge of a huge forest. The trees are bright, healthy looking. The light comes in through the tree canopy in bright greens. There's a fresh smell of moss here. It's a comforting feeling walking into the shade of this forest. Certainly the canopy above you offers you some shelter from the dragon overhead, although you have not seen any sight of him since he flew off to the north. Some insects buzz around inside the perimeter of the trees, but you're given a moment to catch your breath and think.
Should we take an hour? Have some rations.
I think so. I'll dish them out. Feels about lunchtime anyway.
If we just
I'll
Yeah,
stand
sorry.
watch. I'll stand watch where you guys rest.
I'll stand watch too, because I'm fine.
I wouldn't mind resting.
I'll just be tending to the
I'll be
wounded.
taking a short rest, if possible.
So you dismount and take an hour to just rest, which you can do without interruption.
Let's roll some dice.
Oh yes.
I'll
Yeah, that was a rubbish roll.
I can arcane recovery as well. Yes, that's up to level
Nice.
1. Yeah. I keep forgetting about that.
1, 2, 3. Takes a short rest to confirm. During the short rest, I'll fish around in my backpack and I will hand Harbinger a diamond. And I'll lean in and just whisper in her ear, "Thank you."
You're welcome. I am not sure what I'd do without you. And I will pop the diamond into the rustic necklace tie that I've got.
It's worth 350 gold.
Thank you.
I'm going to start using mending on Dramos's gear to the best. I can't make cloth, but I can. It says I can a torn cloak, so try and repair what's underneath at least the Darius clothing to something close to what was originally there. Probably not all the way.
It's a brand new damp coat.
But try and keep you warm at least.
That's alright, it's only a coat and trousers, so...
Well, there's no other coat and trousers around here unless you fancy weaving some out of hemp, you know.
Okay. So you're just in the perimeter of this woodland, catching your breath. To your east lie hills. To your south, you can see the settlement. It's much closer now. You can see there is a wooden palisade wall around it. You can just about make the tips of chimneys and wood fires burn within, smoke curling off into the sky. There's what looks like people on that wall, looking out. Slightly to the west of that, there is a fast-flowing river. And to the south and west lie open plains and a distant view of Briudor.
So are we heading to the palisade? Is that our journey? Or we're not going that way?
No, we're going across the tree line. We're keeping the tree line.
Keeping to the tree line.
We need to head west. We don't want to go anywhere near. We can watch and see if there's anything obvious going on. Perhaps if we can see any captured stone giants.
I can send Gremlin over and see if she sees any stone giants from a height. Do you think that's wise?
No, I think we should. We want to try and meet with Ravaran in secret, don't we? So I think we should be heading west without drawing attention to ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the direction of travel? Are you sticking inside the trees?
Yeah, just not
Yeah.
far,
Yeah,
but
Yeah, right on the tree edge.
yeah.
We want to be able to see the southern edge to know we're navigating along the edge of it, not getting lost in the forest, but using it for cover.
Okay. Staying a distance inside, without losing visibility, you make your way directly west, trying to stay relatively equal to the edge of the forest. You come to the point, not too far in, where the river is before you. It flows to the north. It's quite wide, probably about 60 foot across. Looks like it moves rapidly. See the odd rock sticking up here and there out of the water, churning up the surface, filling it with froth. Occasionally a fish
Quite deep,
leaps from the water.
No, Corym, I don't. Actually, are we crossing this river? Is this the intention?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to go west.
Now, I know Corym's got water walking, but I think if it's fast flowing, we're not going to have much chance on that. I'm going to
Could
try
head north
something.
and see.
I can try something. I've not had it long, but if we're ready, I can attempt to part the water.
Like a Darius Jesus.
Moses.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Moses.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey makes us Darius Jesus, and you're making us Darius Moses.
So, I can do a whirlpool. Didn't know that one.
No, we don't want to.
No.
What you are with?
Okay. How long does that last? It's one action. Oh, it's 10 minutes, so we're gonna have to slog through. If that's what everyone wants, I'll cast it. Takes but a moment.
We could head north and see if there's a way to cross. Must be a way across. Is there any bridge we can see south of you in the open land?
You don't see a bridge. You do see, as you look to the south, you can see where the water passes across the plain. It looks like it churns up to the point where there's a low level of mist, which floats above the water and drifts over land to the west. It doesn't come up to this point, though.
I think we should, we should use Reinhold's ability and cross here.
Should we go north though, a little bit in the woods, so we're not because there's a Y there. We need to go above the Y.
We can see if there's a.
We are way to the north on this map.
Okay, we are. Okay, sorry.
We're up at the very edge of the north map. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I'm with you. Oh yes, of course. Because we travelled up to there, went across the line.
Up
I'm with you.
Last 10%. So.
I'm with you. Right, I will cast Part Water.
Okay.
I can put the waffle. Hang on, there's the waffle. Wrong button.
Right, there's some waffle.
I want to see what this says as well.
So it's a little bit down. Part Water. You cause the water in area to move apart to create a trench. The trench extends across the spell area, and the separated water forms walls either side. The trench remains until the spell ends, or you choose a different effect. The water can then slowly fill. So it's over a 10-minute period, and I can change the effect within that time.
So you cast. As you do, the water just lifts up in two walls either side, creating a passage through.
I'm being really dramatic about it as well.
As you do, of course, the fast-flowing water from the south, unable to pass your barrier, starts to flowing off the side of this river. It's not a stationary river. More and more water is now building up on the one side.
We need to move.
Down to the land.
I would suggest we
riding through.
Yeah, we're going to ride through.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Push your animals through the gap, dipping down at one point so that the water level is completely above your heads, even mounted. You come up on the other side into the forest. The water is now flooding out onto the plain on both sides.
Many fish have died because of what we've done today.
Well, it's true enough that fish are dropping out of the water into the ground in between.
No, we should get them for rations. Gut them, and that's tonight's dinner. Fresh fish. Once everyone's across for the meme, I'm gonna have a play with a whirlpool just to see. Can I do it?
Yeah, that water starts to flow around as you will it.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'll be watching him.
I've never had a chance to use this.
It's a clever trick, brother. I've not used the power in that way.
It's Darius's might is strong with me today. This is mighty useful. But I've had my fun, and let's pick up some of these fish. So I'm going to grab a handful of whatever it is, gut them along the way if I can, rip the guts out,
Nip down,
throw them in the water.
grab. So as Reinhold goes down to grab some fish, the rest of you up on the other bank will hear the sound of a horn.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Beating hooves
Where's it coming from?
in the forest to the north. Dogs barking.
Shit, we need to
Drop
run.
the fish. Drop the fish.
Yeah.
Jump on them.
Jump on that. Now's not the time, Reinhold.
No.
We need your beer.
Yeah, we need to go.
Go.
Move.
You get back out the water. Level to your horses. Perception check from everybody, please.
On sight or hearing?
Sight.
Silently.
Smell.
14.
Taste.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
obviously
Yeah.
traumatized.
Yeah.
8.
None of us did particularly well that time.
I've got a 15, that's quite good.
My heart.
15.
My heart.
15.
It is only Corym and Harbinger, ironically, who see coming through the forest to your north is a jet black horse. There are hounds all around it moving rapidly in your direction. Startling as these hounds look exactly like the sort that Dramos calls.
Oh. Mastiff. Oh, right, no.
Mounted on the black horse is a figure heavily muscled, wearing a cowl with antlers sticking up on either side of his head. He grips hold of the dark horse and urges it forward, heading directly towards you. He blows on a horn to urge his hounds forward.
Run!
Bolt.
Yes, go!
Unless he wants to talk.
And
Yeah, we're
no,
moving
no.
away.
On that
No,
note,
he
we
doesn't.
will pause it there. See,
How
we're
many
we're past
hounds?
10:30. He has. He has 6 with him.
Okay.
And you say they look like my hounds, but they're bigger for a guess?
They look, yeah, they look very much like your hounds, but they are a bit bigger. Yes.
Yeah, because mine's medium size.
Oh dear.
You can't clearly see his features, so you just kind of see him silhouetted as he approaches. You can make out the musculature on him. It appears that he's wearing some sort of cowl over a muscled body. He's wearing leather vambraces and ties up his arm. You can't see his face, but you do see the antlers, the stag horns sticking from his cowl.
Very interesting. Wow. That'll be exciting.
Okay. Well, at least we didn't lose Harbinger in the water.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much. I feel like the clerics have been forced to take unnecessary spells because a simple traversing of a lake is now a river has become.
The lake is a genuine problem in this game. It's like, you know, black dragons are one thing, but water? Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
we don't like water or heights or things like that.
No.
It's like when I'm watching, and their weakness is doors at the
Oh
moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the old door problem.
Low roll's a low roll.
Yeah. Challenge rating
No.
32 door.
Yeah. It's when you have like I wonder when you're going to bring in like a toilet mimic or something like that. You know, you're sitting on the on the toilet and like.
I'm waiting for that.
That's really awful.
One of our suppliers.
Terrifying.
One of our suppliers is just doing these really nice mimic dice boxes. They look really good. Horrific.
Yeah. Not fun. No.
Alrighty. So there we go. We spent some time talking with stone giants and learning about them. A little bit of time mourning Umanum before getting Umanum back again. Encountering an old adversary and then trying to learn more about the geography in this area.
Oh man.
It's all good.
Oh, and Dramos died.
Oh yeah, and he died.
Yeah, that was particularly cruel of that bastard.
It's
Surprised it didn't fly off.
it's soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
You pissed it off.
that's what I thought you were doing when you said he was flying straight up.
He threw you to the ground and he laughed.
Ah.
He knew what he was doing.
I missed that. Yeah.
But it's not this. It's not dying this time that you need to worry about. There's going to be a
Yeah, I
time
know.
in the future
And the
where this will count.
Yep. Yep.
Is that your first revivify, Dramos?
It is. Yep.
I don't think I've had.
How I've managed to get this far without needing it, I have no idea.
Well, the most of the time, this is the power of the Gartok. It lures lots of monsters to pound on him, so the spellcasters often get off without taking too much of a pounding. This opponent, he faced off the Harbinger and then went straight for the spellcasters.
Yeah.
It knows it's
Clever creatures.
Not,
You know.
not the armored spellcasters, the squishy spellcasters.
Yeah.
The one with exactly 62 HP.
that's a bite. It's about half a bite. 2 claws.
start
You
chopping
got
them.
mine.
960 fellas. So if I hadn't used my roll or had the pass, been in the same position, that would have been an awful situation.
Well, how many hit points does Dramos have?
62.
Exactly.
I'm not much
So
more
you
than
rolled
you.
exactly what you needed.
Oh wow! I actually thought you had much less than that.
I've got pretty good constitution. I've got a constitution of
You'll have +2 on each. So you're getting 8 11.
14.
Right. Okay. Well, that was fortunate for him.
Mm.
Here we go. And I got to slap Harbinger with a tail, but he didn't do a huge amount to the party. He put virtually
He was,
everything on Dramos
right.
and Rastvyn.
I feel like I got lucky with that tail attack.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you went for Ulborin, let's be honest, it's like we kind of expect it. It's like raise him again.
How many times have you been
It's
revivified?
Another
Warren, how many
No, to be honest-
revivifiers have you had?
So, 3. But to
Three.
be honest, but
Just skim over that 3. But there, don't worry.
If
I say-
I ever have to raise dead you, I'm afraid I don't hold that much hope.
oh,
That's
I,
annoying before
no,
I waste
no.
one.
To be honest, it's like if the next one is the last one, I'll be fine with it because he's come back too many times. He should have fucking died. He should have died in the first one of the first few sessions, really.
yeah, the very first session. In fact, actually, I remember when we first started doing these online games, I heard Dad say, and the creature reaches through Ulborin. I thought, that's not the first time that's happened.
Yeah, was it a wraith that
Yeah.
went through me like the first few sessions? Yeah.
Yeah, your first,
Yeah.
in that.
Then your head exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I gather some characters are having a do not resurrect thing.
Yeah, DNR on his chest. Yeah.
No,
We thought it was funny because all of the things that can bring you back begin with R, so DNR works well. Do not revivify, do not raise dead, do not resurrect, do
Reincarnate.
not reincarnate.
Yeah.
And all of your organs are to be donated to Zedivores.
Well, they do say when you die you drop loot, so there's a liver going to someone, there's a heart going to someone.
I was going to say as well that we recently, when you said about how many resurrections we've had, and I thought I've been keeping track, but I wondered about Ulborin, so I looked back to see how many times I've noted it down. And I thought, because the second time, I know one of the times Corym definitely used that card, but it turns out you revivified him before you used the card anyway, and it didn't work.
All right.
The card.
Yeah, so you tried to revivify, and unfortunately it failed. So you ended up using the card.
So, but does that go towards my count?